Physical therapy can reduce inflammation, improve flexibility, and increase strength. Don't let that low back pain slow you down. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check out any of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, or Kearney.
The student-athletes you're cheering on during this broadcast practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work and alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
If the cold weather does anything, it makes us notice the drafts our homes are letting through. Mead Lumber in Broken Bow is proud to be your local solution for sailing up those drafts and making your home more efficient. They sell quality Andersen windows. Both 100 and 400 series are available for your new construction or replacement project. Of course, they have the foam for around those windows too. Mead Lumber is still being remodeled, but inside, their knowledgeable staff is ready to help with your DIY project.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Contact your local Shelter Insurance agents, Brent Custer or Seth Pearson in Broken Bow. Acquiring a lush green lawn is a lot of work. Worry no more. A2Z Lawn Pros Fertilizer Program is the solution to ease your mind and lessen your work. Any time of the season is a good time to start. Eliminate weeds, strengthen your grass, and even keep bugs away with liquid fertilizer treatments mixed with micronutrients for a recipe that works specifically in this area. 30 years of experience. 308-870-1762 for A to Z Lawn Pro. That's A to Z Lawn Pro at 870-1762.
Geared for Sports in Broken Bow is all about gearing you up for sports. Whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands, they have it. Going on now is their semi-annual shoe sale. All regular priced shoes are marked at 20% off. Head through their door on the west side of the square and take advantage of big savings. It's the semi-annual shoe sale at Geared for Sports. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
Friendly rivals, hometown pride, wearing your school's colors. Small towns are brought together cheering on their favorite teams. Agland ATV knows how hard the athletes and coaches work year-round and are proud to help sponsor the games of our customers and their kids and grandkids. We have built relationships with many of these families through the years and are proud of their success. Best of luck to all the local athletes from Agland ATV in Broken Bow.
872-3424.
Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow. 872-3424.
Sargent Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
Happy New Year from all of us at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow. We thank you for trusting us with your family's care throughout the year, and we look forward to making your healthcare experience comfortable and dependable for years to come. We invite you to visit our website, melham.org, to learn more about us, including our services, history, careers, and more. That's melham.org. Melham Medical Center, large enough to serve, small enough to care. Wishing you a Happy New Year.
And we're back to Arcadia High School as they announce the starters to folks in attendance. We'll quickly announce that Fort County Heating and Air owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. No matter what the temperature is outside, they will make sure the temperature inside is just right. Call Fort County Heating and Air in Broken Bow, 872-2258. Also, your starting lineups for tonight's game being brought to you in part by the J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency of Callaway. As your local independent insurance agency, they can offer coverage by many of the most respected companies in the nation. Give them a call at 836-2245. Game 1 of our doubleheader coming up as South Loup gets ready to take on Arcadia Loup City. Boys game will follow. We've got them both for you tonight on KBBN Radio and on our live video stream. And to set things up for the girls contest and call it for you, here's Jeremy.
Starting for South Loup, Addie Stump, a 5'4 freshman, Bryn Schwartz, a 5'7 senior, Josie Reif, a 5'7 senior, Aubrey Burkle, a 5'9 sophomore, and Maggie Burkle, a 5'7 senior. For Arcadia Loup City, it's Taylor Obermiller, a 5'8 freshman, Olivia Fitzgerald, a 5'8 junior, Eva Jackson, a 5'7 junior, Nicole Shaleski, a 5'7 junior, and Aaliyah Friesen, a 5'8 junior. The tip is won by Arcadia Loup City, and we're underway. In the half court, the Rebels moving it around, thinking about the long three with Shaleski. We'll see her pull a couple of those here this evening, but hitting the three is Fitzgerald on the near side wing. Good start for ALC.
Yeah, good ball movement, freed up Fitzgerald on the wing and able to knock down the shot.
And now a turnover as Reif loses it on the far side of the court. Rebels looking to capitalize. Already their second possession. Shaleski pulls for three just off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled out of there by the Rebels. They recover and reset. Shaleski looking high post. Friesen fires from there. Tries to go board. Can't get it to fall. Rebound to South Loup. Bobcats their opening possession. Schwartz quickly into the front court. Fires it down into the low block. Fouled on the shot is Maggie Burkle.
And that was all created by Bryn Schwartz. Great use of the bounce, able to dribble around and through traffic and then find Burkle inside who draws the foul.
Maggie goes to the line. Left it just long and misses. South Loup in the all black with gray numerals and trim. Arcadia Loup City in the home whites with red numerals and black trim as Burkle makes the second, and it's 3-1 Arcadia Loup City. Rebels with a quick 2-on-1 situation. Pass goes across the lane, unable to get it to fall is ALC's Friesen, and now after the rebound, South Loup is fouled trying to work up the court against Arcadia Loup City.
Looks like the foul's going to be on Obermiller, her first, team second.
Just over a minute into this one, another sub coming in for Arcadia Loup City. That's Brianna Lewick. No sub for South Loup at the moment. Schwartz between the circles. Nice set play. They were looking for Reif on the post cut. Couldn't receive it. Tapped out by the Rebels' last baseline play for SLB.
Yeah, good backdoor cut by Reif, but Arcadia Loup City able to recover defensively and break up the play.
Schwartz running out of time, gets it up top. Reif controls it, now hands it up to Schwartz. 6:40 to go, first quarter. Arcadia Loup City leads at 3-1. The handoff to Schwartz. Schwartz swims through a double team and is fouled. Shot doesn't go, but she'll get a couple from the stripe.
And what also is developing here in this opening quarter is the foul situation against Arcadia Loup City. Already the third team foul here in the opening quarter.
Schwartz knocks home the first of two. Arcadia Loup City, a team that doesn't go very deep on the bench. Fouls could certainly play a big part in their game. As Schwartz goes 2 for 2 that trip, and we're all knotted up at 3 here in the girls' contest. Full court press and a foul committed by South Loup, as trying to split the double team was Olivia Fitzgerald. She did so successfully, but kind of had to pay the price with some contact on the way through.
Aubrey Burkle will be the one that picks up the foul for South Loup, her first.
Arcadia Loup City called Wolf, and now nobody grabbed it for South Loup. They had a sure turnover, but it kind of goes through two players and out of bounds, and Arcadia Loup City fortunate to retain possession here. Shaleski all the way up top, pulling the trigger for three is Fitzgerald. It rolls around and in, and it's 6-3 Arcadia Loup City.
And all 6 points for the Rebels have come from Fitzgerald from beyond the arc.
South Loup pushing the ball up again. Schwartz breaking the press herself. The scoop layup doesn't go, but she is fouled and will go to the line again. And it's apparent, Brent, already that Schwartz really kind of is in her game when she's applying pressure on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good job of breaking the press with the bounce. Able to get back to the free throw line. Meanwhile, that was the second foul against Friesen of Arcadia Loup City.
Schwartz can't get the first one to fall. Sub coming in for South Loup. Aaron Fitzgerald into the game. Second shot for Schwartz, all nylon, and it's a 6-4 lead for Arcadia Loup City.
And all 4 points for South Loup in this opening quarter have come from the line.
And Arcadia Loup City almost turns it over, but they recover back to Shaleski. Shaleski pushing it, kicks it off. Near side wing, Fitzgerald now goes up top. With the bounce, Lewick hands it off. Jackson cut off. Shaleski up top. Fitzgerald's three goes in again. She's hitting it from beyond the arc.
Man, she is feeling it here in the opening quarter. Has all 9 points. All of them have come from beyond the arc.
Both teams pressing here early. Schwartz breaks the pressure, gets it off. Fitzgerald can't get it to go. Rebound Arcadia Loup City. Shaleski 1-on-4. Nicole backs it out of there and resets between the rings. Far side over to Lewick. Down to Jackson. Jackson skip pass, gives it over. Feed the hot hand. Fitzgerald can't get this one. Jackson the weak side rebound. Gets it out. Lewick puts it up. Rolls it over the rim for two. And a timeout is called. South Loup, the home team with the hot start. Arcadia Loup City leads it 11-4 on 95.3 KBBN.
Bang! All sounds you never want to hear coming from your vehicle. A1 Auto Repair in Arnold is prepared to fix or prevent those sounds. If you're in need of auto and light truck service and repair, give Josh a call, 848-2542. That's 848-2542. It all starts with diagnosing the problem, then working to get you back on the road quickly with a vehicle you can depend on. A1 Auto Service in Arnold, proud sponsors of this broadcast and high school sports.
We welcome you back to Arcadia. The Rebels couldn't be happier with their start, huh, Brent?
Yeah, man, it really starts with the hot shooting of Olivia Fitzgerald from beyond the arc, has knocked down 3 threes, and then Brianna Lewick able to get a 2 to go off an offensive rebound for Arcadia Loup City, so real solid start for the Rebels. South Loup yet to hit a shot from the field. All of their points have been from the free throw line so far.
South Loup breaks the pressure, and they're into the half court. Schwartz with the bounce, goes short corner, pulls from there, can't get it to fall. Rebound Arcadia Loup City. Shaleski wanting to push the ball. Under 5 to go here first quarter. Nicole going to go all the way down. The post-to-post feed to Jackson. Can't get it to go, but she is fouled by Reif of South Loup. Eva Jackson to the line. Get a shot at a couple here to extend the Arcadia Loup City lead potentially. Doesn't do that with the first. Rims out.
You know, we mentioned that South Loup has had all of their points so far come from the free throw line, while Arcadia Loup City is already at 14 fouls. So from here on out, every foul, South Loup will be shooting 2 the rest of the quarter.
Jackson can't get the second to go, but Lewick battles inside, gets the rebound, can't get the follow to go, gets the second rebound, but is tied up, and the possession arrow points towards South Loup.
Arcadia Loup City working hard on the glass, out-rebounding South Loup early 6-2.
Substitution coming in for South Loup. Kagan Watoon into the contest. Reif with it far side, off to Schwartz. Arcadia Loup City kind of falling off, applying pressure, but Schwartz has been able to beat that with the bounce, and now it's thrown away as Reif can't handle the pass on the far side of the court. 11-4, Arcadia Loup City with the lead. 4:33 to go first quarter. Shaleski to key it in. Skips it all the way to Jackson. In fact, skips it over everybody. And they'll inbound it down under the basket for South Loup because the ball was never touched. So they'll go all the way back over there, and we'll start again.
Well, the first turnovers of the game for the two teams, and they happen back-to-back.
Schwartz slaps the ball. Teammates run around. She's running out of time. Has to throw it in. Gets it into Reif. Reif back to Schwartz. Pulls the three in the corner. Just left it short. Rebound is pulled out of there by Olivia Fitzgerald of ALC. Off to Lewick. Shaleski resets. Now pulls the top of the key three. Left it long. One and done as Schwartz pulls down the miss for South Loup. Skips it ahead to Reif. Reif receives it in. Fires it down inside. Shot is blocked. Maggie Burkle tried to put the shot up, but coming in, was that Lewick that knocked that one away?
May have been. Great recovery defensively by Arcadia Loup City. Good pass from Reif to Burkle, but the defense came and broke up the play.
Schwartz down inside, puts it up, can't get it to fall. Rebound is pulled out of there, but then lost. Shaleski received it, got knocked over, and South Loup grabs the ball again. 3:50 to go, first quarter. South Loup in the half court. Schwartz with the basketball, far side. Gets a screen from Wattoon. Goes near side to Reif. They try to fire it down inside to Burkle. Can't handle it. Good pressure again from the Rebels. Earns them a possession. Lewick comes near side corner. Off to Shaleski, near side wing. Inside to Jackson. Jackson kicks it over. Shot is put up and left just long by Jamison Gappa. Schwartz again with the speed. Blocked by Shaleski. 3-on-3, Arcadia Loup City pushing it off to Jackson. Oh, nice move. Puts it off the glass and up and in, and it's a 13-4 lead. Arcadia Loup City with 3:05 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step away for a moment and come back after this on KBBN.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loup Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
Welcome back to Arcadia. Four County Boutique is located at 117 South Walnut Street in Arnold. Stop in to see all the unique items they have to offer you at Four County Boutique. Wishing the South Loup Bobcats all the best this winter sports season. They are proud to sponsor this broadcast of area high school sports on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. And here in Arcadia, it's been the Arcadia Loup City Rebels that have given the home team crowd something to cheer about. Offensively, things have been going really good, but they really haven't made anything easy defensively for South Loup either.
No, South Loup has yet to hit a shot from the field. All four of their points so far have come from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for Arcadia Loup City, got started with Fitzgerald out beyond the arc, knocked down 3 threes to get the Rebels started. But since then, Arcadia Loup City's been able to get some second chance opportunities. They've got it inside, and that's where they've scored their last 2 buckets.
Schwartz with the basketball as we go inside. 3 minutes to go here, first quarter. Skips it ahead. Now South Loup gets a good shot at the basket. Unable to get it to go was Kagan Wattoon. One and done as Arcadia Loup City pulls down the defensive board. Shaleski thought about the three-pointer. Kicks it up top to Gappa. Gappa holds it there, gives it back to Shaleski. 2:35 to go, first quarter. Shaleski drives, cut off by a double team. Out to Jackson, and Jackson is fouled on the hand check by Kagan Wattoon.
Be Wattoon's first, team's third here in the opening quarter.
Initially kind of looked like everyone was lining up for a free throw. No shooting action and haven't reached that 5-foul limit in the quarter yet, so it'll be a baseline inbound. Shaleski slaps it, gets it into Jackson. Defense leaves her. She scoops around and puts it off the glass again, similar to that last shot she hit.
And Jackson scored the last 4 for the Rebels.
Schwartz into the front court, dribbling through everybody. Layup off the board and in. Well, that's a very exciting first shot from the field for South Loup.
Yeah, I think that's what you call coast to coast.
Shaleski into the front court, off to Loup. Loup pull up from 5 feet, can't get it to go. Rebound by Gappa, put back no good. And South Loup the rebound. Schwartz breaking the press by herself with the dribble into the front court. No one stops her, and she is fouled on the layup attempt. And Bryn Schwartz showing that motor of hers. She's working hard out there, dribbling around everybody.
Foul's going to be on Gappa, her first, but it will be the team's 5th. So that's going to send Schwartz to the line to shoot 2.
Bryn goes through the routine, puts up the first, left it just long. Couple of subs come in for Arcadia Loup City. We see Taylor Obermiller back in there. Also, I believe, making her first appearance is Morgan Rademacher, 6-foot-tall freshman for Arcadia Loup City. Second one from Schwartz falls through. Arcadia Loup City again facing the pressure of South Loup, and South Loup turns them over. It'll be a possession for the Bobcats, trying to claw their way back into this one, down 15-7 with under 2 to go first quarter. Schwartz with it. Coach Hansen calls in the half-court play. Schwartz with the bounce, pulls up from 10, just can't get it to go. Rebound Rebels. Jackson will lead the break. Over far side to Obermiller. Lost it for a moment. Recovers. Keeps dribbling. Triple teamed. It's poked away as she tries to pass it out of there. Last touched by Reif. It'll be Rebels ball. Shaleski comes back in. She got a quick rest. Lewick will go out. Fitzgerald to key it in. Slaps the ball. Shaleski, the inbounds near side wing. Obermiller up top now. Taylor goes to the dribble. Lost it. Taking it away, Maggie Burkle. Burkle off to Reif, who wants to run. Reif dribbles down to the baseline. Can't get the shot to go from the far side block. Shaleski, the rebound defensively. Obermiller near side. Pulls the three. Just left it short. And now a whistle sounds. Somebody was on the baseline. It was Arcadia Loup City trying to save it. It's South Loup ball. A few subs coming in for South Loup. Aaron Fitzgerald back into the game. Gappa back into the game, as well as Lewick for Arcadia Loup City. Schwartz into the front court, fouled as the ball was knocked away from her.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it on Lewick, a reach in from behind. Again, South Loup in the bonus the rest of this quarter, so that'll send Schwartz back to the line where, well, she has made 6 previous attempts from here in this first quarter.
What would you put the over-under on the amount of free throws Bryn Schwartz is going to shoot tonight? Because if she stays on this pace, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, with the new rule, the way they reset the fouls at the end of each quarter, I'm not sure. But, well, right now she's been there 8 times, and she's knocked down 6 of the 8.
Schwartz goes 2 for 2 that trip. Lewick back into the basketball game. 58 seconds to go first quarter. Rebels up 15-9 over South Loup. And a foul is whistled. Well, let's see here. Yeah, foul is whistled as Shaleski. That's in our blind spot over there, folks. We've got a couple of obstructions. That's maybe about the 5-foot area that we can't see. Those of you watching the video stream can see it, though. That tripod's taller than me. 50 seconds to go, first quarter. Rebels with the lead and the basketball. Shaleski gets the screen from Lewick, goes into the corner. Back off to Lewick, now Obermiller. Shaleski near side wing. Skip pass. Lewick, nice ball fake. Gets to the rim but can't get it to fall. Defensive rebound, Aubrey Burkle. Reif with it. Nice spins all the way up the court, breaks the press. And a foul is called after the pass to Burkle. Maggie went right to the bounce and was fouled by Arcadia Loup City.
Big final 20 seconds for South Loup, trying to give Bryn Schwartz a little bit of a rest here as the quarter comes to an end. So we'll see where South Loup goes for scoring here in the final 21 seconds.
Burkle misses the first, have a shot at the second. Burkle's off the side of the rim. Offensive rebound, though. Doesn't go up and in for Aubrey Burkle. Couple of shots at it. Now Burkle gets it again. This shot doesn't go. Third offensive rebound pulled down by South Loup, but a foul is called as Carly Lively found it in her hands, and she was fouled, and that's going to send her to the line due to that new foul rule. Lively misses it all on the first one. We'll get a shot at the second.
That's the 13th free throw that South Loup has attempted here in the opening quarter.
Lively's second, just off the front of the rim, gets her own miss, fires it up for the free throw line, can't get that one to go. Reif, another offensive rebound, spins, can't get the layup to go. And that's a tough couple of possessions there for South Loup as the quarter expires on the half-court heave from Shaleski. About 6 or 7 offensive rebounds, but no points to show for it. That trip down for the South Loup ladies as we go to the second quarter. It's Arcadia Loup City 15, South Loup 9 on the mighty Thunderbird.
In basketball, going cold isn't a good thing. But at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow, it's just the opposite. A cold treat will always make you smile, no matter the time of year. Visit them today for a signature blizzard, a dilly bar, ice cream cake, or one of several other chilly treats. Treat yourself to something amazing today, only at Broken Bow DQ, where happy tastes good. Proud sponsors of high school sports in this broadcast.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Don't let low back and leg pain reduce your quality of life. Studies suggest spinal manipulation as the first method of treatment. Having pain, call Dr. Chad Hackle with Backbone of Healthcare at 872-2171 or visit them Monday through Friday on South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. Well, South Loup kind of found some life there at the free throw stripe in that first quarter, Brent. That's where most of their points came from, but kind of defensively they found maybe a little life as well heading into the second period.
Yeah, and in the final minute, they kind of evened things up on the rebounding part of things. They were getting out-rebounded until that final minute when all of a sudden they hit the offensive glass. Unfortunately, just couldn't get those second and third chance opportunities to go. Therefore, still down by 6 as we start the second quarter.
We'll see what the adjustments both teams made at the bench are as Arcadia Loup City back in the half court as we're 20 seconds into the second quarter. Work it around to Friesen. Skip pass, Shaleski. Shaleski pulls for a deep three. Off the side of the rim. Rebound over Miller, and she is fouled on the fight for the rebound. Going kind of through the back was Addie Stump. Starr comes in for South Loup. Shaleski slaps the ball for ALC. Surveying on the baseline, gets it into Jackson. Has it swiped away by Starr. Starr off and running. Layup blocked by Obermiller. Rebound is put back up and in by Schwartz. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. Arcadia Loup City 3-on-1. Big collision, and a charge is going to be called. Maggie Burkle right down there, set up camp, and Shaleski went right through her, and a charge is called. And when you're trying to gain momentum, those block charge calls going your way is a good way to seize more momentum.
Yeah, really good play by Burkle to keep her position on the inside, took the contact, and was able to draw the offensive foul on the Rebels.
Starr back to Schwartz, fake the three, drives, floater, left it short. Shaleski the rebound. Nicole into the front court, 3-on-2. Cross the court pass, and Jackson puts it off glass again. I tell you what, she's got the glass figured out. She's gone glass on every shot, and she's been shooting a really good percentage there in the lane.
Yeah, she's got 6, does Jackson, and they've all come within 5 feet of the basket.
Rife partially blocked. It's one and done for South Loup as Fitzgerald pulls down the rebound for ALC. Jackson in the lane again. Fade away. Can't get it to fall. Weak side rebound pulled out of there, but blocked on the follow by Friesen. ALC back in business. A foul called on this jumper. Schwarz got the arm of Obermiller just a bit right around the free throw line. Well, South Loup kind of weathered that quick scoring that started out of the gate for Arcadia Loup City. Stuck around a bit. Now they only find themselves down by 7 points with that make by Obermiller. Pulled to within 4 moments ago. Obermiller's second. Whoa, bounces way up on the back of the backboard and falls back through. 2 for 2 that trip. Schwarz again. Double teamed and a turnover is forced. Jackson and Obermiller both over there. Just kind of used the sideline as an extra defender, and Schwarz dribbled it out. And a timeout is called on the floor. 6:13 to go first half. Arcadia Loup City leading here in Arcadia 19-11 over South Loup. Provide superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Welcome back to Arcadia. Your friends at Klang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you might have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Klang Financial, located in downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Rebels basketball out of the timeout on the floor. Shaleski into the front court, and we're 2 minutes into the second quarter. 8-point lead for Arcadia Loup City. Friesen up top to Jackson. Now near side Shaleski in the corner. Tries to fire it down into Obermiller, but it's poked away by South Loup. And now Arcadia Loup City takes it right back, and it's a lay-in for Shaleski for 2. Schwarz again facing that pressure, and a foul is going to be called on Obermiller. And you could tell Schwarz was kind of in the process of looking at the official if that whistle didn't come and say, man, I'm getting beat up out here. But the whistle does come.
Yeah, a little hand check by Obermiller right around midcourt. And for Taylor, that is her second now in the game.
Schwarz near side. So we approach 5:30 to go first half. It's a 10-point lead again. Was cut down to 4 momentarily by South Loup. Burkle blocked. Going for the shot. Knocked back into the hands of Stump, far side. Lost her dribble. Shaleski pressuring her. Gets it up to Starr. Hands it off to Schwarz, who resets. Bryn dribbles in. Cut off. Obermiller all over her. Now to Starr. Lost her dribble again. Gets it high post. And South Loup just needs a set play here. Kind of helter-skelter. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Starr has it poked away by Shaleski. Running for the ball. Everyone's on the ground. Shaleski grabs it. Schwarz jumps over the top, and a jump ball is the call. Possession arrow points back to South Loup.
Probably could have called a lot of things there,
yeah.
But I like the way the official just let it go. Finally stopped it with the jump ball, and the possession arrow will point to South Loup.
Wouldn't have been surprised by a foul in some way. Wouldn't have been surprised by a travel or that call right there. Just a jump ball. Now turning it over is South Loup. Arcadia Loup City across the court. Jackson, nice move, puts it off the glass again. Eva Jackson has come to play here tonight.
Yeah, she's got 8 in the game now for the Rebels.
Rife intercepted by Shaleski. 23-11. Arcadia Loup City basketball with the lead. Lewick, a 3 up. Left it just short. Fight for the rebound is recovered by South Loup. It's thrown away, but last touch by Lewick on the far side. Reif will go out. Coming in for South Loup is Aaron Fitzgerald. Schwartz with the basketball. Again, 2 defenders picking her up in the press, but it's been the dribbling of Schwartz that's kind of been the best thing for South Loup offensively. Although it is, behind the back move. Schwartz pull up from the free throw line, couldn't get it to go. Rebound pulled out of there by Arcadia Loup City. Help comes. Ava Jackson will bring it into the front court. Under 4 to go, first half. Shaleski off to Jackson, top of the key. Far side to Gappa. Jamison doesn't use the dribble, gives it up to Lewick. Brianna, a couple of dribbles, near side to Jackson. Eva looks in at Gappa, takes one dribble. Kind of lost where she could go with it, gives it off to Lewick. Lewick drives in, defense doesn't stop her, scoops it up and scores it. No one in front of her. She just kept going all the way down to the block and scored 2.
Well, I didn't catch the number of the Rebel that kind of set a little screen there down in the block area and allowed Lewick to get all the way to the rim.
Schwartz throws up a 3, can't get it to fall. Rebound tipped around and into the hands of the Rebels. Shaleski 1-on-3, doesn't care. Over to Jackson, turned away, double team. Shaleski, a 3 near side, just long. Rebound pulled out of there by Schwartz. Bryn Schwartz splits the double team and is fouled again. And that poor girl looks absolutely exhausted, Brent.
Yeah, Bryn has really been working hard, breaking that press with the bounce. And that time, a reach-in foul called against Arcadia Loup City's Eva Jackson, her first foul of the night.
Well, it was early on in this quarter that it was just it was in this quarter, it was just a 4-point deficit.
Yes.
Early on
early
for South Loup. They kind of weathered that early scoring explosion to open the game. Pulled back into it late first quarter, early second, and haven't really been able to get something to fall since then. And now it's ballooned to a 25-11 lead for Arcadia Loup City. The miss from Reif, and now back the other way comes Arcadia Loup City. Gappa, the spin move, goes glass and scores 2 more.
Well, that was a great recovery by Gappa. Didn't handle the pass cleanly, but stayed with the play and was able to get the shot to fall.
Schwartz tries to fit it inside to Burkle. It's knocked away. Another turnover. Shaleski the other way, trying to find the angle, throws it off the edge of the backboard. And now fighting the corner. Ball is going everywhere, and Obermiller comes away with it for ALC. Back in the half court are the Rebels. Shaleski near side, chucks up a 3, gets all nylon. 3 more, and it's an even 30-11 for Arcadia Loup City. The scoring is a go here in Arcadia for the Rebels tonight. 1:49 to go, first half. Timeout on the floor.
Is around the corner. You should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Welcome back to Arcadia, where it's been all Arcadia Loup City Rebels for a majority of this first half. They're getting really good looks, Brent. That's part of it, but they're not missing any of those good looks, it seems. They're kind of making everything.
Yeah, really playing well offensively. South Loup scored the first 2 points of the quarter. That made it a 4-point game. Arcadia Loup City has scored the last 15 in this quarter. They've outscored the Bobcats 15-2 here in the second.
Seems that this press is really just wearing down South Loup, and as I say that, Shaleski picks off another one and lays it up and in to make it a 32-11 lead for Arcadia Loup City. Schwartz slaps it into the hands of Reif. Reif into the front court. Josie keeps going, shoots it up, and is fouled by Friesen on the other end.
Yeah, really good attack of the basket by Reif. When you're kind of struggling offensively, I've always thought, that's the best thing you can do. Just drive to the rim, try to get to the rim, see if you can maybe even draw a foul, and that's exactly what Reif did.
Reif goes through the routine, puts up the first, can't get it to fall off the back of the rim.
Foul, by the way, was on Friesen of Arcadia Loup City, and that was her third as she has to come out of the game.
Coming in for her is Grace Augustine. I believe this is the 6-foot-tall freshman's first appearance in this one. Rife can't get the second one to go. Rebound to Fitzgerald. Rebels now in the front court. Shaleski gets a screen. Over to Obermiller. Pulls for three. Hit it again. 3-pointers have been falling for Arcadia Loup City here as well as in the lane. The scoring's kind of coming from everywhere as a foul is called as South Loup was working into the half court.
Yeah, you talked about the three for Arcadia Loup City. They've knocked down 5 of them. 3 of them came from Fitzgerald in the first quarter. That last one by Obermiller, and Shaleski's also knocked down a 3 here in this quarter.
Kind of look at Obermiller, Fitzgerald, and Jackson. 2, 4, and 5 on the uniform numbers. Don't even really have to reach the double-digit uniform numbers to find a lot of the scoring here in the first half. And Arcadia Loup City really has had success from several players so far, as first one doesn't fall for Lively.
That last foul, by the way, was on Gappa, and that is her third.
And Carly Lively breaks the scoring drought, puts up the 12th point from the line for South Loup. Fitzgerald to key it in. Again, that pressure being shown, and now a trap in the corner from South Loup. They get it out of there. Pressure still coming. And now Obermiller will bring it up after a little bit of excitement there, but now a carry is called. The defensive star just kind of stayed in front of her over on the far side of the court. Sometimes that ball just bounces up a little bit faster than you anticipate, and she carried. 53 seconds to go, first half. Star works it down inside to Rife. That's Nelchi Rife. The 3 is put up, doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, big collision between Shaleski and Stump. And we'll see what the result is here.
I think Stump got whistled for the foul for South Loup.
Couple of subs come in. 43.5 seconds to go here, first half. Arcadia Loup City 35, South Loup 12 here in the girls contest. Obermiller into the front court, off to Jackson. Eva turns it away, off to Shaleski. Pulls the trigger from 3, off the rim. Rebound South Loup. 30 seconds to go. First half. Schwartz with the bounce into the front court. Knifing through everybody, goes all the way. Can't get it to go off of glass. Rebound Rebels. Jackson quickly ahead. Didn't get the ball on the court fast enough and called for the travel. Just under 13 seconds left for these two teams as we head towards half. It's kind of been a track meet, really, with the press on both sides. It's kind of been a lot of running both ways.
Yeah, had a good pace for sure.
Shaleski steps in front of another pass. 2-on-2, off to Lewick, puts it off the glass and in. It's 37-12, Arcadia Loup City. Schwartz into the front court, puts up the shot at the buzzer, left it short, and we'll head to the half with Arcadia Loup City dominating the first half here in Arcadia. They lead South Loup 37-12.
Loup Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Hi, this is Abby, the in-house designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252, and ask for Abby.
At the Arnold Insurance Agency, they invite you to go see their family to take care of yours. Whether you need a quote or already have Arnold Insurance working for you on your insurance needs, visit their website at arnoldins.com to obtain a quote, make a claim, request an auto change, request an auto ID card, or even make a payment. Arnold Insurance Agency is proud of the South Loup Bobcats and their hard work that they put in each and every season. They are proud to help sponsor this sports broadcast. Arnold Insurance Agency.
The Colony Inn Motel in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. Stop by and bring the family in for a bite to eat. The restaurant is only closed on Tuesdays and opens Wednesdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar? Prime rib dinners start at 4 while it lasts. For the kids or the kids at heart, the game room is sure to bring the fun. And for those 21 and older, the Spirit Shop is open daily at 10 a.m. and Sundays at noon. The Colony Inn Motel, Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
Week in and week out, the Callaway Market prides themselves on offering their customers great deals. The Good Buys program is what keeps prices low for you and allows them to give back thousands of dollars to their customers in product and rewards. Something they love to do. Quality meat, bountiful and beautiful produce at the Callaway Market, open 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5. Happy to bring you this sports broadcast, cheering on the Bobcats.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
The staff at South Loup Pharmacy in Callaway is proud to be a sponsor of this sports broadcast. They support all the area athletes and are pleased to be a part of the South Loup Bobcat community. Their pharmacy provides knowledge on what is best for you and your family members. Stop in and talk to them today. South Loup Pharmacy in Callaway, knowing you by name, not just a refill number.
Agri-Best Feeds of Callaway is your source for all things ranching. They have what you need as calving comes around, including ear tags, vet supplies, windscreens, go lights, milk replacer, Royal Heat calf warmers, and more. They also carry Powder River and Charter livestock equipment, and their Sweet Pro Lick Tubs, Fresh Start, and Redmond Salt provide your animals with the outstanding nutrition they need. They carry the top-rated AeroQuip line of chutes and livestock equipment, too, behind the Community Center in Callaway or at 836-2298. Agri-Best Feeds of Callaway.
Thrivent is proud to support our local sports teams as they work hard to achieve their goals. Thrivent Representative Scott Harvey is excited to help you reach your financial goals. He'll help you create a financial strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. Whether it's insurance, investments, or planning for retirement, give Scott Harvey and Thrivent Financial a call today at 308-872-2511. We're at the half of the girls' game of our doubleheader. Arcadia Loup City leading at 37-12 over South Loup. With a look at some of the numbers, here's Brent.
All right, Jeremy, thanks. At the end of the first, Arcadia Loup City led 15-9. South Loup scored the first 2 points of the second quarter, so they were within 4. But then after that, it was all Arcadia Loup City. They would actually outscore South Loup after the Bobcats made that first basket in the second quarter. Arcadia Loup City would outscore South Loup 22-1 the rest of the way in the quarter. So as we take a look at some of the individual numbers, we talked in the open about Arcadia Loup City coming in as a pretty offensively balanced team. Well, man, they showed that in the first half. 6 players scored. They were led by Olivia Fitzgerald. All of her points came early. She knocked down 3 threes in the first quarter and finished with 9 in the half. Eva Jackson has 8 in the half. Taylor Obermiller with 5. Brianna Lewick with 6. Nicole Shaleski scored 7. All of those came in the second quarter. And Jamison Gappa has 2 points to account for Arcadia Loup City's 37 here in the half. Meanwhile, for South Loup, it's just really been tough from the field. They've made only 2 shots from the field. The rest of their points have come from the free throw line. Bryn Schwartz leads the way. She's got 10. 6 of those 10 came from the free throw line, where South Loup was 7 of 14 in the first quarter. They got there 4 times in the second quarter and were 1 of 4 from the line in quarter number 2. The other points for South Loup came from Carly Lively. She was 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the second quarter, and Maggie Burkle knocked down a free throw in the opening quarter for 1 point. So again, Bryn Schwartz leading the way for South Loup with 10. For Arcadia Loup City, as we mentioned, a very balanced attack. 6 players score in the half, led by Olivia Fitzgerald with 9 and Eva Jackson with 8 in the first half for Arcadia Loup City. As far as the rebounding is concerned, Arcadia Loup City has led that statistic. 19-14 is what we have it on the glass. And then turnovers, South Loup unofficially turning it over 10 times in the first half. Arcadia Loup City with 8 turnovers. Again, your score at the half. Arcadia Loup City leads it 37-12.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we'll get the second half going here on KBBN and the St. Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages.
Keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
Have you heard the buzz? Yeah, it's got to be my neighbor's Beehive. Beehive? Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag. Cool, what's it do? Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, in-gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots. Really? The subscription must be expensive. No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Lodi Seed Service, LLC, your trusted channel seedsman, now serving the Callaway area. They are proud to bring you this sports broadcast. Why choose them? High-quality channel seeds, expertise tailored to your farm, local knowledge paired with global resources, and of course, unmatched customer service. To get on the path to achieving your farming goals or exceeding them, contact Tim Rosentrader, Abe Hinman, or T.R. Anderson with Lodi Seed Services, sponsors of this broadcast.
Rocks Underground serves central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
Welcome back to Arcadia as we are approaching the second half of this girls basketball broadcast. Boys game to follow. Should be a fun one. Plenty of energy going to be out here on the court in Arcadia for that one. But halftime adjustments, Brent, kind of got to think that for Arcadia Loup City, a lot of it revolves around if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? They're kind of got to be happy with their first half.
Absolutely. I would think that Coach Bott is just thrilled with the offensive efficiency that Arcadia Loup City played with in the first half. For South Loup, listen, you just take it possession by possession and see if you can kind of chip into this lead a little bit. I would think the goal is to, get it down close to 10 maybe if you can make that kind of run going into the fourth quarter. But if you're the Bobcats, you just take it possession by possession and see if you can kind of fight your way back into this.
Well, they're getting the 8 minutes put up on the clock. They do just that. And Arcadia Loup City will have the opening possession here of the second half. Shaleski off far side to Friesen. Friesen lobs it all the way down inside. Obermiller has it poked it away. Tracks it down in the corner. Fitzgerald with it. Tries to get it up to Jackson. Poked away again. Tracks it down. Jackson goes short corner. Feeds it out to Obermiller. Up top, Shaleski pulls the three off the front of the rim. Good block out on the far side by Burkle, but pulling it away and putting it up and in is Friesen, despite pretty much a basic shove in the back from South Loup, still puts it in. And now Jackson picks it off on the press. Tries to go post to post, but is picked off by Starr. Starr loses the dribble, gets it off to Schwartz. 50 seconds gone here in the third quarter. Reif loses the dribble up top to Schwartz. Bryn dribbles forward, attacks, defense leaves her, puts it off the glass, can't get it to go. Follow doesn't go. Reif, the second follow blocked. Third follow, a spin shot put up off of the backboard by Aubrey Burkle. 3-on-2. South Loup recovers well. Arcadia Loup City drive, put up and in by Obermiller, went baseline. Everyone left in front of her, and she scored two. 41-14 is the Arcadia Loup City lead. South Loup back in the half court. Schwartz with it. Calls out the play. Gives a high post to Burkle. Aubrey faces up, couple of dribbles, spins out of there. Gives it off to Maggie Burkle. Drives in, shoots it. Can't get it to go off glass. Jackson the rebound. Ahead to Shaleski. Loses it momentarily, but recovers and dribbles it on the sideline. It must have been close based on the reactions over there.
That's good defensive play by Stump. Kind of forced Shaleski over to that sideline and kind of forced her into the turnover.
South Loup basketball. I've kind of noticed every now and then the time on the far side clock that I'm looking at comes off in chunks of 3 or 4 seconds at a time as it kind of pauses every now and then as Schwartz is fouled on the far side block. She'll go to the line. I kind of think initially it's not running, but then it kind of catches up with itself, and we went from about 6 minutes and 3 seconds down to 5:59 a moment ago. Schwartz gets the first one to fall. And this is kind of where South Loup maybe can start to get things to go in their favor. They did really well at getting to the line in the first half, and obviously when you're down big, getting some scores with the clock stopped is huge. Schwartz's second is a miss. Jackson the rebound. Rebels in the half court. 5:45 to go here, third quarter. Lewick finds herself alone, puts up the shot, can't get it to go through contact, but she'll go to the line. Well, when you consider how long it's been, Brent, as well, that Arcadia Loup City has played an actual game against another opponent, then it's even more impressive, this output for them offensively as Lewick knocks home the first.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, the last foul was on Addie Stump. That is her third for South Loup.
Brianna Lewick, 5'5" sophomore. Second shot. Just off the back rim. Rebound pulled out of there by Schwartz. Schwartz again with the bounce. Dribbled it out of bounds. The pressure of Arcadia Loup City causes another turnover.
Yeah, Eva Jackson that time applying the pressure. Able to force the turnover.
5:30 to go here, third quarter. Arcadia Loup City with the basketball and the commanding 42-15 lead. Obermiller, far side, shot fake, gets open, can't get it to go from 15. Schwartz the rebound. Triple team for a moment. Now the defense falls into a double team. Work it into the front court. Near side, Aubrey Burkle fouled as she goes to the lane drive.
That was a good move by Burkle, trying to go around the defender and able to draw the foul. And that foul on Gampa, which is her 4th.
Fouls could come into play here. We had a decent amount of fouls in the first half, and here in the first few minutes of the second, had a few. Schwartz slaps the ball. Baseline play. Ball goes into Starr. Back to Schwartz. Her 3 off the rim. Starr, the rebound, is pounded as she comes down with it. And another foul whistled on Arcadia Loup City.
Get that one on Shaleski, her 2nd.
Schwartz to key it in again from the baseline. Same play. Starr with it in the corner. Gives it off to Fitzgerald. Drives in, puts up the shot. Can't get it up over the rim. Fight for the rebound. Fitzgerald comes out of there. Out to Schwartz. Bryn, 15-footer. Can't buy the roll. Shaleski, the weak side rebound. Nicole into the front court. 3-on-2. Holds it up. Hit. Knocked down. And a whistle comes in. And a foul going to be recorded.
I think it's going to be on Starr, but we'll wait for the official word. And it is, and it's her 2nd.
Reif will come back in. Fitzgerald will take a seat, and that's the only sub for both teams. Shaleski slaps the ball. Looking, lobs it for Lewick. Lewick, drive, cut off. Now spins, puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound inside, put back up by Augustine. She can't get it to go. This time the rebound South Loop. Schwartz out racing everyone, 2-on-1, lost the ball. Into the hands of Shaleski. She comes out in front of the pack, lays it up, and puts it in, and the foul as Maggie Burkle recovered late and fouled from behind. So the hoop and the harm by Shaleski kind of rebounded that, and there were probably 5 or 6 players between both teams, between her and the Rebels basket on the other end, but she kind of poked it out in front and outran everybody. Missed the rim on the free throw and kind of comes away grimacing after that one. Lewick will get a rest as she subbed out. South Loop back on offense. Burkle with it, hands it off to Schwartz. 4:11 to go, third quarter. 44-15 lead for Arcadia Loup City here on their home court. Schwartz cut off. Gets a screen and roll from Burkle. Schwartz, free throw line, hands it off to Burkle, puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound, Obermiller. Pushes it ahead to Shaleski. Shaleski into the front court, backs it out, calls out the play. Coming out to grab it, near side is Augustine. Holds it, now to Rademacher. In the corner, Shaleski pulls the 3, left it short, rebound, goes to Reif of South Loop. Schwartz with the basketball, right around half court, dribbling through everybody. Now it's 2-on-2, tries to feed it across into Wittoon, but it's picked off by Obermiller. Shaleski, 2-on-1 the other way. Nice feed across the lane, and the layup goes for Olivia Fitzgerald. And a timeout is called by Coach Bott of Arcadia Loup City. 3:10 to go, third quarter. It's 46-15, Rebels over the Bobcats.
We've got spirit, how about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, and Silvermere debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Your friends at Klang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you might have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Klang Financial, located in downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Well, we've got a remainder of this week that's going to stay pretty busy, Brent, between now and Sunday. Friday's the only day between Huskers and high school that we don't have anything on the air, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
And then next week is conference basketball
I was going to
time.
say, you beat me to it. Next week we get really busy. The MNAC girls and boys basketball tournaments begin, and we'll have coverage of every day of the tournament. We'll be somewhere bringing you some games of the MNAC tournament next week. We'll also be focusing in on Broken Bow as they compete in the Southwest Conference tournament next week. So a lot of basketball for you on our radio stations this coming week.
Yeah, next week, as far as the MNAC's concerned, 2 sites on Monday. Going to be busy on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Should be plenty of fun. Video and radio broadcasting, by the way. Looking forward to doing a lot of that. South Loup back in the half court. Lively with it. Far side wing. Lively holds it up. Lost the dribble. Shaleski applying pressure. Far side, they go over to Starr. Couple of dribbles. Lost the dribble. Back up top to Lively. Carly drives in. Shoots it over the double team. Can't get it to go. Grabs her own miss for a moment, and it's shot out of there. Finding the ball and putting up the shot while being fouled is Aubrey Burkle. She'll go to the free throw line. Aubrey a few dribbles. Bends the knees, puts it up. That one looked like it was going to go good, but hits a bunch of the rim and falls out.
Last foul, by the way, was on Taylor Obermiller of Arcadia Loup City, and that is her third.
Few subs come in for Arcadia Loup City. As Aubrey Burkle can't get that one to go. Shaleski tracks down the miss. Moves it ahead to Jackson. Shaleski to Jackson has been quite the connection here tonight. Shaleski splits the double team, finds the ball on the other side, and puts it off the glass, and she gives a big smile, and oh, yeah, there you go. The Shaquille O'Neal shrug going back the other way as we approach 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Rife drives baseline and scoops it in for 2 on the other side. Shaleski, still plenty of energy in her legs, gets it into the half court. Obermiller off to Jackson. Eva drives in. Nice little seal screen. Too nice of a seal screen, in fact. That's going to be called an offensive foul on Friesen. That's why I'm an announcer. I'm getting credit for something that is, in fact, illegal. Friesen is called for the illegal screen down there on the block, clearing way.
And for Friesen, that's going to be her 4th on the night.
Yeah, they're kind of giving her a hard time over there on the bench, kind of giving her some smiles and some high fives as she comes over. But honestly, just as many times as you see that called as a foul, probably the 4 previous times it ends up working for the point guard, and they get the score. Burkle off to Starr. Starr finds an opening, fouled, can't get the shot to go, but she's earned a trip to the charity stripe.
Yeah, it's good ball movement that time by South Loup. Good drive by Starr. Not quite able to finish at the rim, but does draw the foul. Now we'll see if she can score from the free throw line.
Asia Starr can't get the first one to go. Couple of subs come in for South Loup. One waiting for the shooter, Starr. Starr steps forward, fires it up, can't get it to teardrop in. Rebound into the hands of Shaleski. 48-17, the lead for Arcadia Loup City. Back in the half court. Shaleski far side over to Lewick. Back to Shaleski, now Jackson near side. Waves a couple of teammates over to the other side. Skip pass over to Shaleski. Thought about the 3, looks inside. Now they work it around near side. Lewick, quick pass into Obermiller. Good defense by South Loup, forces it out to Lewick. Puts up the 3 and gets them all.
With a defender in her face. Wow, what a shot.
51-17 as we approach the final 40 seconds here in the third quarter.
With that Lewick now in double figures with 10.
Rife pulls up from 10. left it short. Rebound, fought for, and Starr comes out of there with it for South Loup. Out to Schwartz. Schwartz double teamed. Turns, shoots, can't find the angle. Obermiller the rebound. And it seems, Brent, all throughout these first 3 quarters, there's been at least 4 eyes on Schwartz at all times defensively. Obermiller near side to Jackson. Back up top to Obermiller. Taylor with the bounce. Nice crossover. Over to Shaleski. She'll try a 3, and she hits it as well. And Shaleski kind of comes out of there limping. Might be cramping based on the, yeah, she's going over there asking for a stretch. As we head to the 4th quarter, it's 54-17. Arcadia Loup City with the lead over South Loup.
The grocery cart meat department is not your typical meat department. Our meat is fresh and our prices are great. We have a wide selection of beef, pork, chicken, and seafood, with options like Hormel Natural Choice, Smart Chicken, and Certified Angus Beef. You know you're getting quality meat to center your meal around. Come and see us at the Grocery Cart, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Custer Federal has been helping customers acquire new and or improve existing homes for over 90 years. We are excited to have the opportunity to help you finance your home purchase, improvement, or refinance. Whether it is move-in ready or a fixer-upper, we have mortgage experts who are up to speed on all types of financial solutions. We will work with you from application to closing to make the process as easy as possible. Get the keys to your dream home with Custer Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Arcadia as we head to the 4th quarter. As we head to this 4th, Brent, both of these teams want to finish strong. For Arcadia Loup City, looking at this moment like it's going to go in the win column for them. And next time they play will be on the 19th against Ravenna. 3-10 team, certainly a winnable game for Arcadia Loup City. For South Loup, going to want to kind of build things a little bit as they're going to be going to Ansley Litchfield, D2 team at 2-10 at this moment, and then they'll head into MNAC play. So these couple of games, tune-up games for South Loup as they get ready for conference play.
Well, for Arcadia Loup City, you look at how many points they have, 54. That's only the 3rd time they've been over 50 this season. The other 2 times came against Gibbon in their 2 wins. They beat the Buffaloes twice this season. Most points Arcadia Loup City has scored in a game is 58. Have a chance to go over that tonight.
Shot out of the quarter break by Addie Stump doesn't fall. Tie up on the rebound will go to the Rebels. Could be a possibility the Rebels score more tonight than they have all throughout the season. Jackson has it far side. Obermiller over to Lewick. Lewick drives in, cut off, looking for a teammate. Running out of time, gets it off. Friesen tied up, gets it out to Jackson. Eva turns, kicks it out to Lewick. Brianna out to Obermiller. Obermiller stolen by Schwartz. Bryn the other way. Pressure by Lewick, puts it up and off of the glass. And Schwartz gets one to go from the field.
Bryn's got 13 to lead the way for South Loup.
Jackson drives into the short corner, gets a little rub screen, ends up dribbling it off her foot and out of bounds. Back to South Loup. Jackson will come out. Coming in is Gappa for Arcadia Loup City. Under 7 to go here in the game. Schwartz into the front court. Defense leaves her. Attacks. Jump stop. Can't get it to fall. Rebound. Pulled out of there by Schwartz. Re-attacks. Jumper from 10. Scores 2 more. Lewick back into the front court. Stops at the top of the key. Over to Obermiller. Far side. Gappa. Arcadia Loup City works it down inside. And a foul going to be called down there on Kagan Wattoon, trying to play defense on Friesen, who just went up nice and quick. They'll call it on the floor, though.
For Wattoon, that is her second personal foul of the night.
Arcadia Loup City inbounding it to Loup. Back up top to Shaleski. Obermiller drives out to Shaleski. Totes up another three. Can't get it to roll in. Fight for the rebound. A foul going to be whistled. And it looks like this one going to be against Wattoon again as they point to the baseline of the Rebels.
Wattoon or Schwarz?
Oh,
they got it on. Schwarz. They got it on Bryn, and that's her first.
Shaleski slaps the ball 3 times, all the way up top to Loup. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Shaleski resets. Reif picks her up defensively, off to Gappa. Gappa up to Friesen. Friesen tracks it down. Now Shaleski near side wing. Nicole surveys, goes baseline. 5-foot jumper, can't get it to go. Schwarz the rebound. Bryn had her pocket picked, and now Arcadia Loup City the other way. 3-on-2. Obermiller layup, left it short. Rebound this time, South Loup. Wattoon pulls it down, and a whistle is called, and we've got Obermiller appears to be coming away kind of holding an arm.
Well, we saw Obermiller kind of favoring that left shoulder early in the game when she reached in and tried to knock a ball away. And now it appears as though that's kind of what they're looking at as she has to go to the bench. Hopefully she'll be all right.
And she's got some tape on that arm. Looks like she's kind of doing okay. Talking to everybody over there. Cracked a little smile. We'll hope she's okay. Schwarz on the drive. Puts it off the glass for 2 more. And here in the fourth, scoring-wise, it's kind of been the Bryn Schwarz show.
Yeah, she's got all 6 of the points for South Loup here in the quarter. She has 17 in the game now to lead the Bobcats.
54-23, the Rebels lead. Gappa with it far side. Gives it off to Friesen, and a travel called as Friesen picked up that pivot foot. Good pressure there by Kagan Wattoon to force the turnover. Bryn Schwarz into the front court. Loup picks her up, gets a screen. Schwarz, 10-foot jumper, off the rim. Rebound pulled out of there by Gappa.
It's one thing Arcadia Loup City's been really good at. For the most part, there have been some moments where South Loop's gotten some offensive rebounds and some second chance opportunities, but for the most part, Arcadia Loup City's done a really good job on the defensive glass.
Well, Shaleski finds a tough angle down to Fitzgerald. Can't get their lay-in to go. Schwarz comes away with it and tries to throw it off of a defender. Gets it right back and brings it into the front court. Bryn Schwarz. Motor continues. Oh, gets through the lane somehow. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound pulled out of there. Second shot does not follow for South Loup. And now Shaleski pushing the issue the other way. Whistle comes and 2 shots coming for Nicole Shaleski.
Foul will be on Maggie Burkle of South Loup, her second.
Shaleski can't get the first one to go. 4 new subs coming in for Arcadia Loup City. Coming in for Schwarz for South Loup is Starr again.
Arcadia Loup City, 54 points entering the fourth, but they've yet to score here in this fourth quarter.
And it'll remain that way as Shaleski couldn't get that one to go, and fight for the rebound is last touch by South Loup. Will stay on this end with Arcadia Loup City. Shaleski slaps the ball. Gets it in. Jackson. And around near side to Shaleski. Thought about the 3. Shot fake, gets her some room. Works it over to Jackson. Can't save it in as it went off of her outstretched arms. And it's a turnover back to South Loup, who had some good success here in the fourth quarter. Arcadia Loup City kind of maybe not as pedal to the metal here in the fourth with the big lead. South Loup in the half court. Reif with it. Runner in the lane, can't get it to fall. And it goes out of bounds back to Arcadia Loup City. Shaleski walks it across the timeline. Reif picks her up there. Gets a big screen, and that's called an offensive foul. Reif kind of took all of that one. I don't know per se it was anything really, I don't know. That's a hard one. Rademacher was the one that set the screen, and it was just a big collision. Something had to be called there, and it was the offensive side. Reif back the other way. Can't get the shot to go. Fight for the rebound is going to be a jump. And possession arrow will keep it on this end. Addie Stump comes back in for South Loup. Reif will go to the bench. Also back in is Carly Lively. Aaron Fitzgerald out for South Loup. Slap of the ball. It's a baseline play. Lively receives it. Fires right away. Can't get it to roll over the front of the rim. Rebound controlled by South Loup. Lively pulls the trigger again. This time she hits for three. Under 3 to go, fourth quarter. Still no score in this quarter for Arcadia Loup City, and I know that Coach Bott likes having the big lead, but would like for a score to happen to finish strong if you're Arcadia Loup City. One shot was put up by Cox, couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Arcadia Loup City. Cox comes up firing again, left it short, and the rebound is pulled out of there by South Loup by Stump. Stump into the front court. Cox picks her up there. Loses the dribble. Off to Starr. Starr out to Lively. Chucks up another three. Almost got that one to roll over the rim. Rebound pulled out of there by South Loup. Bobcats continuing to grind here in the fourth quarter. Free throw line jumper doesn't go. Rebound is pulled out of there by Starr, and she's fouled on the putback attempt.
Well, you love the way these South Loup girls have just continued to compete, and you knew they would. Arcadia Loup City with the big lead coming into this fourth quarter, but I think that Coach Hansen can be really proud of the way his girls have continued to compete here in this final 8 minutes play.
Free throw left short by Starr. Couple more subs come in. Wattoon comes in. Also coming in for South Loup is, let's see here. Don't have that particular player's number. She's wearing 13. On the JV roster, that is Addie Stump, but Addie Stump is wearing 11 for the varsity roster for South Loup, as the second free throw did go in. Cox can't get the three to go for Arcadia Loup City. Controls the rebound, and it's turned over. Starr out in front of everybody with the dribble. Arcadia Loup City catches up, and committing the foul are the Rebels. That one going to go on Grace Augustine. .139 to go here, fourth quarter. Starr's free throw does not fall. She'll get a look at a second. Starr to the line again. This one also off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. Last touched by the Rebels. It'll be South Loup ball. Starr to key it in. Slaps the ball. Throws it far side. Goes right through the hands of Lively. Just couldn't stay in front of it. Turnover back to Arcadia Loup City. Loup will play point as we go inside a minute 30 here in the game. Again, just 1 point. Well, actually, they had 55 up there. No points scored by Arcadia Loup City still here in the quarter. Rebels back in the half court. Lewick far side. Up top to Cox. Now near side, it's Sears into the game. Lewick was open down underneath the basket. They threw it over her head, though. It's a turnover back to South Loup. Asia Starr into the front court for South Loup. Still with the dribble. Gives it high post. Watoon back out to Starr. Starr drives in. Going to have some inadvertent contact there. Kind of tripped up and fouled. And we'll see. Well, that'll be the 5th foul, I believe. So she will go to the line.
Foul was on Grace Augustine of Arcadia Loup City, and she now has 4.
Oh, it was just the 4th. They put that number up there so fast. I thought the 5 was still going to come up. It is just the 4th team foul in the quarter. So it'll be a baseline inbound for South Loup. As Fitzgerald comes back in for the Bobcats. She receives it, goes up with it immediately. Left it short. Rebound pulled out of there by Grace Augustine. Now the ball's on the ground. South Loup recovers it. 45 seconds to go here, 4th quarter. Short corner, Starr cut off, gives it off to Watoon, puts up the 15-footer and gets it to go. 30 seconds to go in the contest. Lewick into the front court, off to Cox. Skip pass over to Sears. Now up top to Lewick. Back to Sears. Rademacher with it now, far side. They insert it inside, now quickly out to Lewick. Lewick back out to Rademacher. Skip pass up to Cox. Cox holding for a moment, now skips it over near side. Recovered well by Sears. 4 seconds now, off to Lewick. Lewick attacks, shoots, scores as time expires. The first and only points of Arcadia Loup City's 4th quarter scored as the buzzer goes. 56-29 is the score at Will Go Final as Arcadia Loup City gets the victory here in Arcadia in the girls' game over South Loup. We'll take a break. When we come back, Brent will have a look at those final numbers, and we'll get you set up for the boys' contest here on KBBN.
Healthy soil is the foundation for profitable, productive, and sound agricultural systems. Learn more about grazing strategies for optimum benefit to your herd and your soil, along with other related topics at AeroSeed's annual Soil Health Regeneration Conference, Wednesday the 31st in Broken Bow, featuring Nick Smith from Epworth, Iowa. Seating is limited for this free conference, so pre-registration by January 25th is required. Learn more and register online at aeroseed.com or call AeroSeed in Broken Bow by January 25th.
When your car gets dented, dinged, smashed, or smacked, the last thing you should have to worry about is it being in the right hands to get it fixed. When you choose Rod's Body and Paint in Broken Bow, your vehicle will leave their shop looking great. Don't forget, Rod can also help you with those windshield chips. Take care of them before they get worse and cost you more money. If your windshield already needs replaced, they can do that too. Rod's Body and Paint on the curb, west of Broken Bow.
Are your aches and pains preventing you from doing the things you love? Call Team Physical Therapy, 872-5111. We offer complete one-on-one physical therapy for you. Call Team Physical Therapy, 872-5111. Team Physical Therapy is known as the best hands in town and will help you achieve your goals to keep you moving. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
The student athletes you're cheering on during this broadcast practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work, an alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
If the cold weather does anything, it makes us notice the drafts our homes are letting through. Meath Lumber in Broken Bow is proud to be your local solution for sailing up those drafts and making your home more efficient. They sell quality Anderson windows. Both 100 and 400 series are available for your new construction or replacement project. Of course, they have the foam for around those windows too. Meath Lumber is still being remodeled, but inside, their knowledgeable staff is ready to help with your DIY project.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Contact your local shelter insurance agents, Brent Custer or Seth Pearson in Broken Bow. Acquiring a lush green lawn is a lot of work. Worry no more. HVAC Lawn Pros Fertilizer Program is the solution to ease your mind and lessen your work. Any time of the season is a good time to start. Eliminate weeds, strengthen your grass, and even keep bugs away with liquid fertilizer treatments mixed with micronutrients for a recipe that works specifically in this area. 30 years of experience. 308-870-1762 for A to Z Lawn Pro. That's A to Z Lawn Pro at 870-1762.
Welcome back to Arcadia as we have gone final in the girls contest. Arcadia Loup City getting the win 56-29 over South Loup. With a look at the numbers from the girls game, here's Brent.
All right, Jeremy, thanks. Very balanced attack for Arcadia Loup City scoring-wise tonight. They had 7 players score, 3 finish in double figures. They were led by Nicole Shaleski, who had a team-high 14 points. Brianna Lewick finished with 12 in the game, and Olivia Fitzgerald had 13 for the Rebels. Rest of the Arcadia Loup City scoring tonight, Taylor Obermiller finishes with 5. Eva Jackson had 8. Jamison Gappa had 2 points, and Aaliyah Friesen 2 points for Arcadia Loup City as they get the win tonight 56-29 to pick up their 3rd win of the season. Meanwhile, for South Loup, they were led by Bryn Schwartz, had a game-high 17 points. The rest of the scoring for South Loup had Carly Lively knocking down a 3 in the 4th quarter. She would finish with 4 in the game. Asia Starr had 1 point, knocked down a free throw in the 4th quarter. Josie Reif would finish with 2. Aubrey Burkle had 2 points, and Kagan Wattoon with 2 points for South Loup. As again, Arcadia Loup City gets the win, 56-29.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. We'll kind of reset some things. The clock is started. Warm-ups have begun for the boys' contest. South Loup and Arcadia Loup City on that side of our doubleheader coming up shortly on KBBN Radio, as well as the St. Hills Express YouTube and Facebook streams. If you're listening on radio and you think, man, I'd rather be watching this, that's available to you. If you're watching and you'd rather be listening, you can switch it up that way as well. StHillsExpress.com/live, the easiest way to find the links to the video stream, which has the radio call on top of it. Brent will have the call for you, and that one is coming up next on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
Broken Bow is all about gearing you up for sports, whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands. They have it. Going on now is their semi-annual shoe sale. All regular price shoes are marked at 20% off. Head through their door on the west side of the square and take advantage of big savings. It's the semi-annual shoe sale at Geared for Sports. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
Agland ATV would like to acknowledge all the local athletes and coaches from our area. We are proud of the athletes for the sportsmanship, hard work, and dedication that they put into each season. Agland ATV knows all about working hard and playing hard, just like a Polaris. Best of luck to all the local teams from Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Polaris adult models are for riders age 16 and older. Always wear a helmet and be sure to take a training course. Polaris machines are not intended for on-road use.
Sargent Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts, so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
Happy New Year from all of us at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow. We thank you for trusting us with your family's care throughout the year, and we look forward to making your healthcare experience comfortable and dependable for years to come. We invite you to visit our website, melham.org, to learn more about us, including our services, history, careers, and more. That's melham.org. Melham Medical Center, large enough to serve, small enough to care. Wishing you a Happy New Year.
Well, as we come back to Arcadia, Nebraska, we will transition now to the boys' half of our doubleheader as we get ready for South Loup against Arcadia Loup City. Want to take a moment and thank those of our sponsors who are sponsoring our radio broadcast of tonight's boys game, and they include A1 Auto Repair, First State Insurance, Dairy Queen, Loup City Auto Parts, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Loup Agency and Loup Realty, Moshka's Building Center of Arcadia, Arnold Insurance Agency, Colony Inn Restaurant in Loup City, Callaway Market, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, South Loop Community Pharmacy, also Agri-business Feeds of Callaway, Eggleston Oil, Rain Dance Repair, Badgley Well Service, Lodi Seed, and Rocks Underground. Today's radio coverage also being brought to you in part by the Nebraska State Bank, Rod's Body and Paint, Aero Seed, Shelter Insurance, Custer Federal State Bank, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Mead Lumber, Team Physical Therapy, Geared for Sports, Sargent Irrigation, Melham Medical Center, Trotter Service, and A to Z Lawn Pro. We're also providing a live video stream of tonight's games, and we'll come back and tell you how you can access that after this.
Bang! All sounds you never want to hear coming from your vehicle. A1 Auto Repair in Arnold is prepared to fix or prevent those sounds. If you're in need of auto and light truck service and repair, give Josh a call, 848-2542. That's 848-2542. It all starts with diagnosing the problem, then working to get you back on the road quickly with a vehicle you can depend on. A1 Auto Service in Arnold, proud sponsors of this broadcast and high school sports.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loop Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
In basketball, going cold isn't a good thing. But at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow, it's just the opposite. A cold treat will always make you smile, no matter the time of year. Visit them today for a signature blizzard, a dilly bar, ice cream cake, or one of several other chilly treats. Treat yourself to something amazing today, only at Broken Bow DQ, where happy tastes good. Proud sponsors of high school sports in this broadcast.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Loup Agency Loup Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska. 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Hi, this is Abby, the in-house designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252 and ask for Abby.
At the Arnold Insurance Agency, they invite you to go see their family to take care of yours. Whether you need a quote or already have Arnold Insurance working for you on your insurance needs, visit their website at arnoldins.com to obtain a quote, make a claim, request an auto change, request an auto ID card, or even make a payment. Arnold Insurance Agency is proud of the South Loup Bobcats and their hard work that they put in each and every season. They are proud to help sponsor this sports broadcast. Arnold Insurance Agency.
The Colony Inn Motel in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. Stop by and bring the family in for a bite to eat. The restaurant is only closed on Tuesdays and opens Wednesdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar, prime rib dinners start at 4 while it lasts. For the kids or the kids at heart, the game room is sure to bring the fun. And for those 21 and older, the Spirit Shop is open daily at 10 a.m. and Sundays at noon. The Colony Inn Motel, Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
And we come back to Arcadia High School, getting close to the second game of our doubleheader. Boys game is coming up between South Loup and Arcadia Loup City. Well, again, we are not only presenting these games live for you on the radio tonight, but also through our live video stream, which you can watch along with our radio call attached to it. And we want to say thanks to these businesses who are sponsoring our video stream tonight. They include Agri-business Feeds of Callaway, Loup City Lumber, Palmer Monument, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Nebraska State Bank, Insurance of the Heartland, Mead Lumber in Broken Bow, Colligan, Broken Bow Livestock, Lyons Appliance, Callaway District Hospital, Agri-business Feeds of Callaway, and Sandhills Custom Creations. Big thank you to all of those sponsors making our video stream possible for you to watch tonight. You can access it through sandhillsexpress.com. You can also go directly to the Sandhills Express Facebook page and Sandhills Express YouTube channel. South Loup and Arcadia Loup City, the boys game coming up on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
Week in and week out, the Callaway Market prides themselves on offering their customers great deals. The Good Buys program is what keeps prices low for you and allows them to give back thousands of dollars to their customers in product and rewards, something they love to do. Quality meat, bountiful and beautiful produce at the Callaway Market, open 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5. Happy to bring you this sports broadcast, cheering on the Bobcats.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
Staff at South Loup Pharmacy in Callaway is proud to be a sponsor of this sports broadcast. They support all the area athletes and are pleased to be a part of the South Loup Bobcat community. Their pharmacy provides knowledge on what is best for you and your family members. Stop in and talk to them today. South Loup Pharmacy in Callaway, knowing you by name, not just a refill number.
Agri-business Feeds of Callaway is your source for all things ranching. They have what you need as capping comes around, including ear tags, vet supplies, windscreens, go lights, milk replacer, Royal Heat cap warmers, and more. They also carry Powder River and Charter livestock equipment, and their Sweet Pro Lick Tubs, Fresh Start, and Redmond Salt provide your animals with the outstanding nutrition they need. They carry the top-rated Aeroquip line of chutes and livestock equipment, too, behind the Community Center in Callaway or at 836-2298. Agri-business Feeds of Callaway.
Eggleston Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
Have you heard the buzz?
Yeah, it's got to be my neighbor's Beehive.
Beehive?
Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag.
Cool, what's it do?
Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, in-gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots.
Really? The subscription must be expensive.
No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Lodi Seed Service, LLC, your trusted channel seedsman, now serving the Callaway area. They are proud to bring you this sports broadcast. Why choose them? High-quality channel seeds, expertise tailored to your farm, local knowledge paired with global resources, and of course, unmatched customer service. To get on the path to achieving your farming goals or exceeding them, contact Tim Rosentrader, Abe Hinman, or T.R. Anderson with Lodi Seed Services, sponsors of this broadcast.
Rocks Underground serves central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
And again, we welcome you back to Arcadia, Nebraska, as we get ready for the second half of our doubleheader. Boys game is coming up between Arcadia, Loup City, and South Loup. Rejoined now by Jeremy Shipe, who will help us call the boys game coming up. Well, the boys are just like the girls earlier, Jeremy. It's been a while since these guys have competed on the court against somebody else, as the games that they had last week all got postponed or canceled because of the weather. So for South Loup, their first time in competitive competition on the court since January 6th. For Arcadia Loup City, their first time back onto the court since January 5th. So we'll see if the two teams are able to kind of get into a groove early or how the game develops. For South Loup, listen, they're one of the best teams in Class D1. They're ranked in the top 10 by just about, well, in fact, I think they are ranked by pretty much every publication that puts out a top 10. They're 9-1 on the season. Their only loss was to Amherst, who is top 10 ranked in Class C2. Other than that, they've been able to win all of their games. They've knocked off a very tough Cambridge team that they won in overtime against. We saw them a few days ago against Sandhill Thetford, another very good team that they were able to win by 13 against. So this is a team that came into the season with a lot of expectations, a lot of goals, and so far they've been able to kind of meet those expectations here in the first half of the year.
Yeah, and you kind of look at their upcoming schedule. It's kind of a lot like the beginning of their schedule. A lot of 500 or below teams, and then just that little dash of extra strong competition where they're going to be at Ansley Litchfield later on this week. But kind of like we said in the girls' game, both these teams trying to get their feet under them after a big, long break. Kind of weird to come back from the Christmas and New Year's break, play very little basketball, and then get hit with a bunch of weather that causes no school and no activity. So it's kind of been an up and down season as far as flow off of the court as well. So both these teams looking to kind of get things back up and going flow-wise.
South Loup 9-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Arcadia Loup City 4-7. Their wins have come against Pleasanton and Summermyrna, Gibbon, and Bertrand. Arcadia Loup City, when you look at them statistically, kind of like the girls' team in a way for Arcadia Loup City. The fact that they don't have, that one guy or a couple of guys that are going to give you, 15, 20 a game. They kind of do it by committee, but they've got guys that can give you 7 to 10 or above that on any given night.
Yeah, the three that stand out to you, Trey Van Slyke, a senior. He's averaging just around 7.5 points per game. Right behind him, Slavicheski with just under 7 a game, and then Lewandowski in there as well as a junior at 6.5 points per game. they're a team that wants to be physical, and that's just kind of the brand of basketball that they've played under their coach for many, many years. They want to get up and down the floor and be physical, and they kind of want to have that spread out scoring, and their roster kind of lends itself to being able to look several different ways offensively, kind of looking at their schedule, kind of looking to get back on the winning track after losing 3 straight, coming off a tough loss, a game that it looks like they were kind of in against Central City, a 12-2 team, but they've got a tough 9-1 South Loup team here later on in the season. They're going to be taking on Ansley Litchfield, who's 10-2, and then they've got to round out the season with C1 and 10-1 Doniphan Trumbull. So Arcadia Loup City would certainly like to have the kind of scoring output that the girls' team counterpart had, as it seemed kind of like the Lady Rebels couldn't miss at times.
So we get ready for the boys' game. It's coming up next on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
All sounds you never want to hear coming from your vehicle. A1 Auto Repair in Arnold is prepared to fix or prevent those sounds. If you're in need of auto and light truck service and repair, give Josh a call, 848-2542. That's 848-2542. It all starts with diagnosing the problem, then working to get you back on the road quickly with a vehicle you can depend on. A1 Auto Service in Arnold, proud sponsors of this broadcast and high school sports.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loup Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
Your starting lineups for South Loup brought to you by J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency of Callaway is your local independent insurance agency. They can offer coverage by many of the most restricted companies in the nation. Call 836-2245. Starters for South Loup, Trey Connell, 5'10 senior. Dylan Pandorf, 6'1 sophomore. Connor Paulson, 5'9 sophomore. Cash Gracie, 6'3 senior. And Joey Salick, a 6'3 senior. Fort County Heating and Air owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. No matter what the temperature is outside, they'll make sure the temperature inside is just right. Call Fort County Heating and Air in Broken Bow, 872-2258. Starters for Arcadia Loup City go like this. Connor Slabacheski is a 6' senior. Eli Jackson, 5'10 freshman. Trey Van Slyke, 6'1 senior. Ryan Cashlin, 5'8 sophomore, and Max Lewandowski is a 6'2 junior. Those are your starters for Arcadia Loup City. They stand in the center circle, and we are ready to tip it off and bring you basketball live on KBBN Radio. We're also live with our video stream as well, which you can access through sandhillsexpress.com. Lewandowski and Gracie will stand in the center circle. They'll toss it in the air, and the opening tip is controlled by South Loup. Arcadia Loup City will pick up the defense in the half court. Trey Connell will operate at the point. Hand it off to Gracie coming around left. Back to Connell in the corner. Bounce pass inside. Salick goes glass and scores. And South Loup on the board early here in the opening 15 seconds. Backcourt pressure applied by South Loup. How Arcadia Loup City handles this during the course of the night will be a key to the game, no doubt. Rebels handle it. Cashlin out on the wing, sends it out high to Jackson. Inside it goes to Lewandowski. Kick out pass. Top of the key with the look for three is Jackson. Eli Jackson from downtown. And the Rebels take the lead 3-2. Quickly back the other way is Connell. He'll throw it up. In and out, no good. And the rebound secured by Arcadia Loup City. Ryan Cashlin will handle it. Runs into a double team. Looks for help. Tosses over the top of it to Connor Slavicheski. Connor to Jackson near midcourt. Into Van Slyke. Now they swing it out to Slavicheski, who puts it on the floor. Gives it up to Van Slyke. Nice bounce pass inside to Lewandowski, who goes up and scores.
Humongous for Arcadia Loup City to get this ball through the hoop here early, especially on that three from Jackson.
Gracie at the other end trying to back down the defender, which is Van Slyke. Takes the shot and is fouled to send Cash Gracie to the free throw line.
And that's Cash's game. Likes to get it in there, and he doesn't care about where his feet are when he takes off. It's all about where he squares up his shoulders when he gets in the air with that high vertical of his. He kind of jumped up with his back to the basket, faced up, and put the pressure on Van Slyke, who committed the foul.
First attempt from Gracie at the line, no good. Now the second one. On its way, it's good. Made 1 of 2. Arcadia Loup City 5, South Loup 3. We played 1.5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Full court pressure applied by the Bobcats again. Van Slyke trying to break it down with the bounce. Now sends it ahead to Lewandowski, out to Jackson. Hands it off to Van Slyke. Goes around the defender. Kicks it outside. Slabacheski a 3. Good! Connor Slabacheski a 3. And Arcadia Loup City, red hot shooting, leads early 8-3. Gracie trying to take Van Slyke off the bounce. Fadeaway jumper from the corner is good. Van Slyke picks up the bounce in the backcourt, sends it ahead to Slabacheski, gets a return pass, now lobs it to Connor. Connor deep on the wing, checking things out, puts it on the floor, takes one bounce, has the ball deflected out of bounds. Last touch by South Loup.
I know it's early, but when ALC has had the most success, they're moving the ball fast and quickly against this South Loup defense. When they hold up the ball and wait, that's when South Loup's giving them trouble.
Jackson will launch it from deep, off, no good. South Loup basketball. Connell will push it in the forecourt. Little stutter move, goes to the elbow, takes the shot, rolls off the rim, wouldn't go, but he is able to draw the foul, and that'll send Trey Connell to the free throw line.
Believe they're going to get Cashlin on this one, and yeah, they do. That is his first.
2 free throws for Connell. The first, no good. 5:34 to go, opening quarter. Arcadia Loup City 8, South Loup 5. Connell ready for his second. Sends it on its way, and no good. Missed them both. Rebound to Lewandowski. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. 5.5 to go here in the first. Rebels lead it 8-5. They'll send it in the corner to Connor Slabacheski. Slabacheski, double team there. Out to Jackson. Now Van Slyke at the elbow. Out to Cashlin. Open 3. It's good! Arcadia Loup City, their third from downtown, and they lead by 6. Quickly back the other way is Gracie. Out to Salick, top of the key. Now they enter it down low to Connell, and a reach-in foul going to be called against Arcadia Loup City.
And this one's going to go on Cashlin, and that's his second already.
Well, you referenced it. Important for Arcadia Loup City to get off to a good start, and they have. They lead by 6 as Connell throws it into Gracie. Cash matched up with Slabacheski. Trying to get inside, bounces it to Salick, but it's taken away. South Loup turns it over, Arcadia Loup City ball. Van Slyke weaving through traffic, loses the ball. We got a whistle, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow will keep it in the hands of Arcadia Loup City.
Well, the hot shooting is certainly the thing that catches your eye first, but Arcadia Loup City has had good possessions leading to those shots. They've had good looks due to ball movement. They're playing pretty good defense, too.
Jackson off the inbounds pass, gives it up to Slabacheski at the top of the key, back over to Jackson. Eli had it knocked away into the backcourt, last touch by Gracie. Slabacheski into the backcourt to retrieve it. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Parker Slabacheski now has entered the game for Arcadia Loup City. Jackson gives it to Parker at the elbow, out to Van Slyke. Kick out, Connor for a 3. It's off, no good, and the rebound secured by Gracie. South Loup will look to push. Gracie out on the wing, off to Connell, and now South Loup will work 5-on-5 in the half court. Nearing 4 minutes to go in the first. Connell will drive and kick. Open look for Pandorf. It's off, no good. Rebound, knocked around. Oh, man. Lewandowski and Salick both hitting the floor hard. Looks like they're both going to be okay. They're going to end up calling a jump ball, I believe, and the possession arrow will point to South Loup.
That is a lot of human body hitting the floor at one time, and I think Lewandowski kind of got the rougher side of that one. Looked like Joey fell right on top of him.
Inbounds pass to Paulson, now Pandorf. Pandorf will dribble to his right, give it up to Connell, and South Loup will reset the offense as we go under 4 minutes to play in the first. Nice stutter move by Connell, gets to the rim but cannot finish. Rebound pulled down by Van Slyke. Van Slyke trying to go around Pandorf. Out to Jackson for a three. In and out, no good. And the rebound secured by Connor Paulson. Paulson into the forecourt trying to go around Connor Slobachevsky. Kicks it out to Salick. Now Connell, but first a whistle. And a foul is going to go against the Rebels.
And this is going to go on Van Slyke. And that is 2 on him. And if you know Arcadia Loup City basketball, you know that Trey kind of finds himself in the center of things on defense and offense quite a bit. And an indication of that is he's got 2 fouls, but Coach A wants to keep him out there. No sub coming.
There are subs for South Loup. We'll set them up here in a moment. Harper Johnson is one. He handles the ball, gives it back to Connell. Crew Wattoon is checked in, and Rio Raymond is in for South Loup. Connell driving, drawing contact, a whistle, and a foul.
Well, you can tell Arcadia Loup City has watched their film. They're playing really good defense, and on offense, they're passing the ball before South Loup can get their defense to the ball handler. But how about this Arcadia Loup City defense going up, slapping the backboard, trying to block that shot of Connell, playing hard.
Connell makes the free throw. Arcadia Loup City 11, South Loup 6, 3:21 to go here in the opening quarter. Trey ready for his second. Connell gives the ball a spin, sends it on its way, and he makes them both. So the lead is 4 for the Rebels, 3:21 to go here in the first. Arcadia Loup City 11, South Loup 7. Parker Slobachevsky off to Van Slyke. That backcourt pressure applied again by South Loup, but Arcadia Loup City able to break it. Parker Slobachevsky has it go through his legs, but into the hands of Van Slyke, who looks to drive. Kicks it out to Jackson. Now back to Van Slyke. Coming with the double team is South Loup. Van Slyke able to spin away. Find Jackson in the corner. He goes to his left. Gives it up to Parker Slobachevsky. Now Carlson, who's into the game, handles it at the high post. Kicks it out to Jackson. Now they swing it left over to Van Slyke. Trey will bounce it to Lewandowski. Kick out Jackson. Inside it goes to Carlson. Stepping in front of it to take it away was Rio Raymond. South Loup off the turnover. The send ahead to Gracie, and he had his pocket picked. Turnover. Parker Slobachevsky had it knocked away by Trey Connell as it goes out of bounds. And the Rebels will inbound on the side with 2:27 to go in the first.
A lot of kids with big motors on both of these teams, aren't there? Wow.
Yeah, they don't mind getting up and down the floor.
No.
Van Slyke to trigger it in. Throws it into Parker Slobachevsky. Parker lobs it out to Ryan Cashlin, who's back into the game. Finds Lewandowski. Little high-low action. Kick out Van Slyke, a three. It's off, no good. Up high for the rebound is Raymond. Off to Connell. Nearing 2 minutes left to go in the first. South Loup down by 4. Here's the contested jumper by Gracie. No good. Rebound secured by Cashlin. Hands it off to Van Slyke, who will cross midcourt. Sends it off to Cashlin, top of the key. Now lobs it in the corner to Parker Slobachevsky. Out to Cashlin, now Carlson. In the corner, Parker. Now Carlson again, out to Van Slyke. Good ball movement. Cashlin a three, off, no good, and the rebound secured by Connell. Connell will lead the break. Pushes it into the forecourt with 1:35 to go. Pull up three, good by Connell, and that'll bring South Loup to within 1.
Well, scoring's kind of slowed down for Arcadia Loup City after that opening burst. They've got to find a score here.
And they almost turn it over. Ball's loose on the floor. They fight and scramble, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow pointing to Arcadia Loup City, and the Rebels will call timeout. 1:19 left to go in the first. Arcadia Loup City 11, South Loup 10.
In basketball, going cold isn't a good thing. But at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow, it's just the opposite. A cold treat will always make you smile, no matter the time of year. Visit them today for a signature blizzard, a dilly bar, ice cream cake, or one of several other chilly treats. Treat yourself to something amazing today, only at Broken Bow DQ, where happy tastes good. proud sponsors of high school sports in this broadcast.
And we come back to Arcadia. Arcadia Loup City giving South Loup all they can handle here in this opening quarter. Able to knock down some threes in this opening quarter, Jeremy.
Yeah, the three-pointer, the great equalizer. And they kind of came out and shot it hot from there. They've got 3 three-pointers here in the first quarter. I think the key for this offense of Arcadia Loup City is when they can get the basketball to Lewandowski at the high post. He has so much height and great vision to pass out of that position.
Arcadia Loup City with the turnover coming out of the timeout. South Loup with the ball, chance to take the lead, which I think might be their first of the game, or did they lead early 2-0? I can't remember.
I think you're right. It would be their first lead.
Johnson sends it inside to Wattoon. Wattoon trying to go around Carlson and is able to draw the foul. Carlson will get whistled for it. And that puts Arcadia Loup City over the 5-foul limit here in this opening quarter. So that's going to send Wattoon to the line to shoot 2. And the first. No good. Just under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Wattoon with his second. If he makes it, he'll tie it up. On its way, good. 11-all as we play out the final 55 seconds here of the first. Jackson will send it ahead to Cashlin. Ryan had it knocked away by Wattoon out of bounds. Good hands by the 6'2 sophomore. Ball stays with the Rebels, though, as they will inbound on the side. Connor Slabacheski will return. Lewandowski will get a break as Cashlin will throw it into Connor. Connor pull up 3 from the top of the key is good. Arcadia Loup City with the lead, 14-11, 39 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Connell will hand it off to Johnson, gets into the lane, now finds Gracie getting to the rim, had the ball knocked away. It goes out of bounds, last touched by the Rebels. Connell will inbound it for South Loup on the baseline. Trey will throw it into Wattoon. Wattoon puts it up over Carlson, can't finish. Rebound to Van Slyke, dribbling through traffic. He'll kick it out. Connor open for a 3. Off the mark this time, no good. Rebound Connell ahead to Gracie. Gracie 1-on-2, gets to the rim and scores. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Jackson over to Van Slyke, 7 to go, 6 and now 5. Connor Slabacheski to Van Slyke, 2 seconds, 1. Connor at the buzzer. Yes! Oh, man. Connor Slabacheski feeling it in the opening quarter for the hometown Arcadia Loup City Rebels at the end of 1. Arcadia Loup City 17, South Loup 13.
Search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Back to Arcadia, Nebraska. What an opening quarter for Arcadia Loup City. What an opening quarter, Jeremy, for Connor Slabacheski.
Yeah, it's been big. 3 threes to lead Arcadia Loup City, scoring with 9 points. 15 of their 17 points in the opening quarter coming from beyond the arc.
A turnover by the Rebels to start this second quarter, and able to score off the turnover is South Loup as Dylan Pandorf knocks down the shot. Lead is 2 for the Rebels. We're just underway, second quarter. Connor Slabacheski spins away from the pressure, kicks it out to Van Slyke. Trey spinning, picking up the dribble, sends it inside to Lewandowski, out to Jackson. A 3 is on the way. It's good! Eli Jackson from downtown. Trey Connell at the other end, goes by Cashlin, kicks it out to Paulson. He'll look to drive. Now back to Connell. Connell in the corner trying to go around Cashlin. Cut off on the baseline. Lobs it out to Gracie. And South Loup will have to reset the offense. Gracie going to try to take Van Slyke one-on-one. Took the 3. Van Slyke may have gotten a piece. Now Trey will lead the break the other way. Throws it into traffic. Ball knocked away and taken away by South Loup. Gracie to push back the other way. Lost it momentarily. Regains control. And now South Loup will work 5-on-5 in the half court. 6:38 to go, second quarter. Arcadia Loup City leading 20-15. Here's Paulson with it, trying to go by Jackson, out to Pandorf now. Brings it into the lane, kicks it out to Gracie. Gracie cut off in the lane, out to Connell, a deep 3. Good! It bounced around the rim and fell through.
His second tray of the first half.
South Loup to within 2. Jackson will bring it across midcourt. Arcadia Loup City's done a good job of breaking the press of South Loup. Connor Slabacheski off the back iron this time. And the rebound to Trey Connell. Trey, crossover, gets to the rim, lost it going in, and they're going to say it's out of bounds off of South Loup.
Well, something I learned in watching a recent college basketball game, the color analyst was talking about how the team that was down was driving in, looking for contact more than they were looking to try to make the shot. And a little bit of that is happening with South Loup here in this one.
Arcadia Loup City back to the other end, inside to Lewandowski, outside to Connor Slabacheski. Why not? Connor again from downtown. And that brings Coach Jeff Cole off the bench for South Loup. Timeout Bobcats. 5:45 to go in the first half. Arcadia Loup City 23, South Loup 18.
Around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Fort County Boutique is located at 117 South Walnut Street in Arnold. Stop in to see all of the unique items they have to offer you at Fort County Boutique in Arnold. Wishing the South Loup Bobcats all the best this winter sports season and proud to help sponsor this broadcast of area high school sports on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. Man, what a first half it's been, shooting the 3 for Arcadia Loup City, especially number 0, Connor Slabacheski.
7 3-pointers for the team, 4 of them coming from Connor. And I have a feeling that a majority of that timeout for South Loup was talking about the defense on Connor and the 3-point line for Arcadia Loup City, because they've shown they're just going to keep putting them up, and they're making them.
At the other end, this is Paulson for a 3 for South Loup. Off the mark, no good. Parker Slabacheski back into the game with the rebound. Van Slyke will leave it for Parker. Off to Connor now. Connor takes one bounce, sends it off to Jackson. 5:20 to go, first half. Arcadia Loup City 23, South Loup 18. Jackson tries to bounce it inside to Lewandowski. It was knocked away. Now it's a fight for it on the floor. They're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow will point to South Loup.
Well, Arcadia Loup City has done a really good job moving the ball around the perimeter. They've had good offensive possessions ending in scoring. It's been when they're trying to go inside that South Loop's getting in those passing lanes, and most of the turnovers are coming.
Dylan Pandorf handles for South Loup. Gracie and now Salick as they swing it off to the left wing to Connell. Under 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. South Loup with the ball, but down by 5. Connell swings it off to Gracie. Gracie matched up with Van Slyke, skips it across to Salick, who gets to the rim and scores. That'll bring South Loup to within 3. Van Slyke will bring it across half court. Trey will send it off to Connor Slobodczewski. Now Lewandowski. Max at the top of the key, gives it up to Jackson. Now Van Slyke looking inside, puts it on the floor. Cut off at the elbow, looks for help, sends it out to Connor at the top of the key. Now it's Lewandowski at the right elbow. Turns and faces, now kicks it out to Van Slyke. He took an extra step and gets whistled for the travel. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to play in quarter number 2. Arcadia Loup City, who has led throughout this first half, leads it over the top 10 ranked South Loup Bobcats. South Loup with the ball. Here's Gracie off to Pandorf now. Pandorf looking inside, goes outside. It's Connell on the wing, looks for the cutter, not available, puts it on the floor, brings it back to the top of the key, and they'll reset the offense. Connell off the high ball screen by Gracie. Cut off in the corner, looks for help. Now Cash has it. Gracie goes by Van Slyke, gets to the rim, cannot finish. Rebound pulled down by Lewandowski. Van Slyke spins away from the pressure. Off to Lewandowski, now back to Van Slyke, and will work 5-on-5 in the half court. Connor Slobodczewski will hand it off to Jackson. Now it's Van Slyke with it. Trey looks inside, keeps the bounce alive, directing traffic, now hands it off to Cashlin. Ryan gets into the lane, and he touched it with the free hand, got whistled for the double dribble, and Arcadia Loup City turns it over.
He almost did it so fast that nobody really had a chance to react. It was close, but the official caught it.
Timeout Rebels, 3:20 to go first half. Arcadia Loup City leads it 23-20.
It's the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency, Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Don't let low back and leg pain reduce your quality of life. Studies suggest spinal manipulation as the first method of treatment. Having pain? Call Dr. Chad Hackle with Backbone of Healthcare at 872-2171. You can visit them Monday through Friday on South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. Brent Apperson, Jeremy Shipe with you behind the mic. Christy Wells helping us out behind the camera. We're live on KBBN 95.3 FM, KBBN.com. Also with our live video stream available on our Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. 3:20 to go in what has been a great first half. Arcadia Loup City, just 4 wins on the year, giving 9-1 South Loup all they can handle in the opening half as the Rebels lead it by 3 coming out of the timeout. Connell on the shot fake, trying to go by Cashlin. Pull-up jumper, no good. Ball ping-pongs around. Finally securing Salick, goes into traffic. Not able to finish, but he does draw the foul, and Joey Salick will go to the free throw line.
And they call the foul on the ground as well. I don't know.
Oh.
I thought Salick was going up for the shot, but the official immediately points emphatically to the ground, which usually means it was pretty close.
Yeah, so they will have to inbound it. By the way, that foul went on Van Slyke, which is his 3rd. Now we have a tie-up situation after the inbounds pass. Jump ball is going to be the call, and the possession arrow is pointing to Arcadia Loup City.
I think one of the most nerve-wracking things for a coach is having a player out there in the first half on the floor with 3 fouls, because you pick up that 4th and you're 1 away from being done, and crazy things can happen with that whistle in a game, so Trey's got to be very careful in that front.
Lewandowski spinning on Salick and is able to draw the foul. So Max Lewandowski will step to the line with 2:43 to go in the second quarter. Arcadia Loup City leading 23-20. Free throw, short, no good. Foul on, by the way, on Salick was his 1st. Each team has been whistled for just 1 foul here in this second quarter, as Lewandowski gets ready for his 2nd from the line. It is no good, missed them both. We've been stuck on 23-20 for a while, as Connell will, throw a no-look pass to Pandorf, who lays it up and in. Oh my goodness, what a pass. South Loop to within 1. At the other end, Connor Slabacheski puts it on the floor, dribbles to his left, picks it up top of the key, sends it off to Parker now, who hands it off to Cashlin. Now Jackson, little weave action out high for Arcadia Loup City, as Jackson will back it up and they'll reset the offense. Cashlin off to Parker, and now Jackson again on the wing. Inside it goes to Lewandowski, shoots it over Salick. Salick got a piece. Lewandowski saves it, but then throws it away to Connell. Connell goes around Jackson, goes by Connor Slabacheski, puts it up and in. And South Loop has the lead at 24-23. Coach Habe was calling for a turnover, but didn't get the call. South Loop with the lead now, as at the high post at the other end, it's Max Lewandowski getting fouled. We'll see who they whistle it on.
Looks like it's going to go on Paulson on the reach-in. Coach Habe kind of getting a warning from the official over there around the timeline as well for maybe something he said over there. Kind of gave him the 2 hands up like the whoa signal.
Inbounds pass comes to Connor Slabacheski. Connor in the corner will kick it out to Cashlin. Minute 38 to go here in the first half. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, down by a point now, as Cashlin will dribble to his left. Pick up the dribble, send it off to the wing to Slabacheski. Connor to Lewandowski. Now they rotate it to Cashlin. They try to lob it inside to Parker Slabacheski, but it was knocked away. Out of bounds. Last touch by South Loop.
Last couple of loose balls caused by the Bobcats are due to Arcadia Loup City missing their window. Those fast passes have to be even faster. The defense of South Loop is quick.
Bounce pass to Lewandowski coming down the lane on the inbounds. He'll put it up and in, and Arcadia Loup City retakes the lead at 25-24. Just over a minute left in the first half. Connell gets into the lane, leaves it for Johnson. Harper, pull-up jumper, blocked by Lewandowski, loose on the floor, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Arcadia Loup City. Boy, the hustle and the physicality of this game really sticks out to you. Both teams just leaving it all out on the floor, and we're just in the first half. Connell will dribble to his left, bounces it inside to Gracie, gets caught up in the air and turns it over. Under a minute to go. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. They lead it 25-24. Lewandowski at the right elbow. Out to Jackson. Now it's Cashlin. He'll look to drive, creates contact, and a foul coming against South Loop.
That's going to be the second on Connor Paulson. You mentioned the energy and the hustle. A lot of that has been on the defensive end. Both of these teams playing really good defense. You know, if you're South Loop, you just kind of had to weather the storm when it came to the three-point shooting for Arcadia Loup City. They've done that. Now they've kind of tightened things up on the other end.
Inbounds pass to Cashlin. 40 seconds left to go. We are in the first half. Second quarter. 25-24. Rebels lead it. Pass inside to Parker Slabacheski, who had a wide open look but could not finish at the rim. So now South Loop can play for the final shot if they wish. We near 20 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. Well, we'll see who takes the lead into halftime. Arcadia Loup City leads it by 1. Here's Connell. Drives in. Delivers to Watoon, drives baseline, a lot of contact, no whistle, no call. Out to Connell off the offensive rebound. The 3 is no good. Long rebound, Connor Slabacheski, 2 seconds to go. Here's Connor at midcourt, first a whistle, and they're just going to let the half come to an end. Wow. That was kind of entertaining. South Loop coming in at 9-1, top 10 ranked in Class D1. Arcadia Loup City with 4 wins on the season, but the Rebels have come here to play tonight. At the end of the first half, your score, Arcadia Loup City 25, South Loop 24. Jeremy is totaling up the first half numbers, and he'll come back and share them with you right after this.
At Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252 and ask for Abby.
At the Arnold Insurance Agency, they invite you to go see their family to take care of yours. Whether you need a quote or already have Arnold Insurance working for you on your insurance needs, visit their website at arnoldins.com to obtain a quote, make a claim, request an auto change, request an auto ID card, or even make a payment. Arnold Insurance Agency is proud of the South Loop Bobcats and their hard work that they put in each and every season. They are proud to help sponsor this sports broadcast. Arnold Insurance Agency.
The Colony Inn Motel in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. Stop by and bring the family in for a bite to eat. The restaurant is only closed on Tuesdays and opens Wednesdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar, prime rib dinners start at 4 while it lasts. For the kids or the kids at heart, the game room is sure to bring the fun. And for those 21 and older, the Spirit Shop is open daily at 10 a.m. and Sundays at noon. The Colony Inn Motel, Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
Week in and week out, the Callaway Market prides themselves on offering their customers great deals. The Good Buys program is what keeps prices low for you and allows them to give back thousands of dollars to their customers in product and rewards, something they love to do. Quality meat, bountiful and beautiful produce at the Callaway Market, open 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5. Happy to bring you this sports broadcast, cheering on the Bobcats.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
The staff at South Loop Pharmacy in Callaway is proud to be a sponsor of this sports broadcast. They support all the area athletes and are pleased to be a part of the South Loop Bobcat community. Their pharmacy provides knowledge on what is best for you and your family members. Stop in and talk to them today. South Loop Pharmacy in Callaway, knowing you by name, not just a refill number.
Agri-Best Feeds of Callaway is your source for all things ranching. They have what you need as capping comes around, including ear tags, vet supplies, windscreens, go lights, milk replacer, Royal Heat calf warmers, and more. They also carry Powder River and Charter livestock equipment, and their Sweet Pro lick tubs, Fresh Start, and Redmond Salt provide your animals with the outstanding nutrition they need. They carry the top-rated AeroQuip line of chutes and livestock equipment, too, behind the Community Center in Callaway or at 836-2298. Agri-Best Feeds of Callaway.
Eggleston Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
And we come back to Arcadia, Nebraska. We're at halftime of the boys' game, and what a first half it was. Arcadia Loup City leads at 25-24 over South Loop. And with your first half numbers, here's Jeremy.
We'll start with the numbers for the visiting South Loop Bobcats. Trey Connell, the only Bobcat in double figures. He has 10. He's 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Has a couple of threes to add up 6 points of those 10. 5 points put in by Cash Geraci, all of those coming in the first quarter. 4 points apiece for Dylan Pandorf as well as Joey Salick, and 1 point put in the first half by Crew Wattoon from the free throw line. For Arcadia Loup City, it's kind of been the story of the three-pointer, and that all starts with Connor Slavichevsky. He's got 4 3-pointers in the first half, 3 of them coming in the first quarter for a game-leading 12 points. 6 points for Eli Jackson, 4 points for Max Lewandowski, and 3 points for Ryan Cashlin to round out the scoring for Arcadia Loup City. Kind of look at the free throw comparison. Arcadia Loup City's only shot 2 free throws. They didn't make either of them. On the other side, South Loop has left 4 points off the board, going 50% from the line at 4 of 8. Not very many turnovers in this one. The two teams combined 11 turnovers. And as far as the rebounding total, pretty tight there as well. South Loup slightly out-rebounding Arcadia Loup City 11-8. So again, your leading scorers for South Loup, Trey Connell with 10. For Arcadia Loup City with 4 3-pointers in the first half, it's Connor Slavicheski with 12.
All right, Jeremy, thanks. In case you missed it earlier tonight in the girls' half of our doubleheader, Arcadia Loup City picked up the victory. The final score was 56-29. Arcadia Loup City winning over South Loup in the girls' game earlier tonight. Should be a fun second half. It's coming up. You're listening to live coverage of high school basketball on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
Beehive.
Beehive?
Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag.
Cool. What's it do?
Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, in-gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots.
Really? The subscription must be expensive.
No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in Central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Lodi Seed Service LLC, your trusted channel seedsman, now serving the Callaway area. They are proud to bring you this sports broadcast. Why choose them? High-quality channel seeds, expertise tailored to your farm, local knowledge paired with global resources, and of course, unmatched customer service. To get on the path to achieving your farming goals or exceeding them, contact Tim Rosentrader, Abe Hinman, or T.R. Anderson with Lodi Seed Services, sponsors of this broadcast.
Rocks Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in Central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you?
Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loup Bobcats, and Silvermere debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Grocery Cart is happy to sponsor this sports broadcast. Inside GK Wine and Spirits, the key word for us is variety. We have a large selection of Nebraska-made beers and a bunch of seltzer choices, too. There's a wine that will pair well with any meal. Our shelves are full with everything from sweet to dry. Did I mention awesome prices? For your good time or to wind down your day, shop GK Wine and Spirits inside the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow.
Thrivent Financial is proud to support your local sports teams as they work hard to achieve their goals this season. Thrivent Representative Scott Harvey is excited to help you reach your financial goals in 2024. He will help you create a financial strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. Whether it's insurance, investments, or planning for retirement, give Scott Harvey and Thrivent Financial a call today, 308-872-2511. Well, Jeremy, Arcadia Loup City came here to play. They knocked down the 3 in the first half. They've got the lead by 1. But you just feel, don't you, that the first half of this third quarter could really kind of tell us how the rest of this game's going to go.
Yeah, it's kind of the...
Let me turn your mic on. Now they can hear you. Yeah, you bet.
And that's kind of the big thing when it comes to any game, you know, getting that big start in the third quarter and the second half coming out of the halftime adjustments you make as a team. But it kind of did get that feel towards the later half of the first half that South Loup was starting to get their feet under them. Maybe not so much offensively, but definitely defensively. It took them a little bit to figure out the three-point shooting of Arcadia Loup City, but since then they've been really getting in passing lanes. They've ramped it up to equal the defensive pressure that their opponents have been applying on the other side. So we'll see what happens here in the second half.
All right, underway in the third quarter. South Loup opens with the ball. Here's Connell with it, drives in, pull-up jumper, good. South Loup takes the lead 26-25 as we're just underway here in the third. Trey Van Slyke playing with 3 fouls as we start this second half. We'll give it off to Connor Slabacheski. Now Jackson handles it. He'll back it up, and Arcadia Loup City will reset the offense. Cashlin bounces it inside to Lewandowski. Lewandowski goes around Salick but can't finish at the rim. Offensive rebound, though, to Van Slyke. Trey loses it in the corner, able to regain control. Jackson a 3. It's good! Eli Jackson from downtown. And the hot shooting continues from 3 for the Rebels here in quarter number 3.
That's Eli's third 3. Slabacheski, his teammates, got 4.
Paulson leaves it for Salick, goes up, can't finish. Rebound Jackson, and then a reach-in foul against South Loop's Connor Paulson.
Well, and Paulson joins the 3 foul club with that one. He's got 3 for South Loop. Van Slyke's got 3 for Arcadia Loup City, and Paulson's kind of been tasked with kind of mirroring Slabacheski on the defensive end, so he's really got to be careful.
Van Slyke loses it in the lane, able to regain control, sends it out to Connor Slabacheski. He's in trouble, but finds Cashlin with the pass. Now out to Jackson, off to Connor Slabacheski. Inside it goes to Lewandowski, trying to back down Salick, shoots it over him, can't finish, but he draws the foul, and that'll send Lewandowski to the line.
If there's one thing when it comes to me keeping books that I lose confidence in, it would be the fouls. I feel like I've done a pretty good job on it this time around. I'm pretty sure all of South Loop's fouls belong to Connor Paulson and Joey Salick. They've only gotten 5 total fouls in this one, and Paulson's got 3 of them. Joey's got 2.
Lewandowski misses the front end of his 2-shot foul opportunity. Second one coming. On its way, no good, rimmed out. Ball sent out on the deflection into the hands of Cash Gracie. South Loop basketball. Gracie double teamed in the corner, sends it out to Connell. Connell driving by Cashlin, and we got a whistle and a foul. Going to go against Cashlin, trying to body up Connell as he was trying to advance the basketball. And for Cashlin, that'll be his 3rd now.
That's the thing about trying to play defense against Connell. He's going to keep coming, and you just got to try to play without committing a foul as Slabacheski gets called for the hand check on Gracie.
Yeah, Gracie trying to go baseline. Connor trying to force him toward the baseline, gets whistled for the foul. That's just Connor's first, though, as Connell throws it in from the baseline, lobs it out high to Gracie. Cash matched up with Jackson, throws it inside to Pandorf. Had it blocked by Lewandowski and taken away. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 2. Van Slyke in traffic, throws it out to Jackson, who was able to save it from going out of bounds. Nearing 2 minutes played here in the third. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 2. Cashlin out on the right wing, finds Jackson at the top of the key. Pull-up jumper, yes. And the lead is 4 for the Rebels. We go under 6 minutes to play here in the third. Crossover by Connell. Pull-up jumper off the side of the iron. No good. Rebound Lewandowski. And back the other way comes Arcadia Loup City. Here's Jackson with it to Lewandowski at the high post. Out to Connor now. Inside Van Slyke. Draws a crowd. Finds Lewandowski coming down the lane. And a foul will be called.
We'll see if this is in the act of shooting. The whistle came pretty quick. It might have been on the drive of Lewandowski, but what a cut.
So that's going to send Max back to the free throw line. Foul was on Harper Johnson, his first. Team's 3rd, though. Lewandowski, no good at the free throw line. Boy, Max has had a great game, but he has struggled at the line tonight.
Yeah, he's got 4 points. He's 0 for 5 from the free throw line so far. That would be something that would really put a boost into Arcadia Loup City.
Second one, missed it. Rebound Connell. Here comes South Loop down by 4. 5.5 to go in the third. Connell will send it out to Gracie. Pull-up jumper just rolled off the back of the rim, kind of stuck there for a moment, and then fell through to bring South Loup to within 2. Van Slyke at the other end will hand it off to Jackson. Eli to his left. Oh, boy, he got away with
the carry.
Here is Van Slyke absorbing contact, gets the shot up on the rim, not able to finish. Ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it's last touch by Arcadia Loup City, and Coach Habe is off the bench saying, who touched it?
I kind of tend to agree with Coach there. Van Slyke came in, threw his arms back, and didn't really touch that ball. I think Joey Salick was the last to touch that one for sure.
No look pass by Connell, taken away, but they're going to call a kick. And so that's going to keep the ball in the hands of South Loup. We've got 4:53 to go here in the third. Arcadia Loup City leading over South Loup 30-28. Trey Connell lobs it into Gracie. Cash to Pandorf. Pandorf takes one bounce. Passes off to Johnson, and now Connell handles it again. Trey Connell with Cashlin on him. Bounce pass inside from Gracie to Pandorf, knocked away, taken away by the Rebels. Here's Van Slyke. Van Slyke gets into the lane, kick out Jackson, a 3. No good, bounced around the rim and would not fall down. Rebound Salick, kick out past Connell. Trey Connell gets into the lane, kicks it out. Pandorf a 3. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Van Slyke. Arcadia Loup City with the ball as we near 4 minutes left to play in the third. Arcadia Loup City 30, South Loup 28. Bounce pass to Lewandowski at the high post. Out to Cashlin now. Now it's Slabacheski to Lewandowski. We got a whistle and something happening away from the ball between Cashlin and Johnson. And we're going to end up getting a foul called away from the ball.
Yeah, and they're going to get this one, I believe, on Harper Johnson. So that's 2 for him. All 7 fouls going to 3 different players for South Loup and 2 players for Arcadia Loup City with 3 fouls each. So that's going to become a factor because this has been a very physical game. And when fouls add up, physicality tends to kind of wane.
Inbounds pass to Jackson. Beautiful pass inside to Parker Slabacheski, who puts it up and in. And the Rebels are back up by 4. 3:50 to go in the third. Trey Connell guarded tightly by Cashlin, hands it off to Gracie. Gracie picked up by Cashlin on the defensive switch. Gracie trying to take Cashlin off the dribble, lobs it in the corner to Johnson. He gets into the lane, a whistle, and a foul going to be called against the Rebels.
This one going to go on Parker Slabacheski. I've got him down for his second, and it is.
Going to send Johnson to the line. You know, we've talked a lot about Arcadia Loup City offensively, the way they've knocked down some threes tonight, but defensively, man, they are really putting the pressure on South Loup, and I think I've been as impressed with their defense, Jeremy, as their offense so far tonight.
Big time. And what do we know about South Loup? You've got Connell, who likes to throw baseball passes all the way down the court to a lot of his teammates, but mostly to Cash Gracie. Those leak outs and getting behind the defense are where the Bobcats thrive. Arcadia Loup City has kept the ball in front of them, and that's 80% of the battle.
Johnson misses both from the line, so the lead remains 4 for the Rebels as we've got 3.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Trey Van Slyke matched up with Gracie, works off the ball screen by Lewandowski, picked up by Salick on the switch, bounce pass inside to Lewandowski, kick out Connor Slabacheski, now Cashlin, a 3 is good! Ryan Cashlin from downtown, and all of a sudden the lead goes up to 7 for the Rebels. Trey Connell to his left, over to Johnson, a 3 for the answer, off no good, rebound to Cashlin. Now it's Van Slyke who handles, brings it across half court with under 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. Trey Van Slyke coming out to guard him is Gracie. Van Slyke keeps the bounce alive. Now Connor Slabacheski, a 3. It's off this time, no good. Rebound Connell. South Loup will look to run. Connell, 2 on 3. And as he tries to throw it inside to Crew Wattoon, Wattoon can't squeeze it. South Loup throws it away, and the Bobcats turn it over with 2:40 to go in the third.
Haven't been that many turnovers for South Loup. A lot of their possessions ending in a shot, but talk about the defense for Arcadia Loup City. That kind of extends out to defensive rebounding. not many second chance opportunities for South Loup in this one.
2.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Parker Slabacheski missed it, got his own rebound, puts it up and in. And the lead has ballooned to 9 for Arcadia Loup City.
Well, you talked coming out of the half about getting a big start here in the third quarter. Arcadia Loup City has done that as Lewandowski commits the foul.
Yeah, great play by Connell. Uses the shot fake, got Lewandowski in the air, got him to commit the foul, and that'll send Connell to the line to shoot 2. For Lewandowski, it's just his first, but it is the team's 4th. Connell's first. Yes. Each team, by the way, has been whistled for 4 fouls in the quarter, so both teams will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. 2:14 left to go in the third. Arcadia Loup City 37, South Loup 29. Connell ready for his second from the free throw line. On its way, got it. Made them both, and now the lead is down to 7 for the Rebels. Nearing 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. Jackson will send it ahead to Cashlin, lobs it inside to Lewandowski. Lewandowski puts it up over Salick and scores!
How did he find that angle? That was ridiculous.
Connell will bring it across half court as we go under 2 minutes to play in the third. Connell will bounce it to Pandorf, cutting baseline, knocking it away. Lewandowski, and they're going to say it went off the leg of Pandorf, out of bounds. Arcadia Loup City forces the South Loup turnover.
That short corner area is such a tough place to catch a ball against a double team. Arcadia Loup City converged on Pandorf so fast.
Connor Slabacheski finds Lewandowski. Now Jackson inside. Parker Slabacheski puts it up, can't finish, and the rebound secured by Joey Salick. 1:35 to go in the third. Trey Connell. Crossover into the lane, out to Salick, along 2, off the back iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of Parker Slabacheski. That's another thing Arcadia Loup City's done well tonight, and that's protect the defensive glass. Not many second chance opportunities for South Loup tonight. Jackson finds Cashlin at the top of the key, cut off at the elbow, and he threw it away.
Kind of one of those classic thought you were going to zig and you zag sort of situations. Equivalent to a receiver and a quarterback being on a different page. And now the South Loop's bench kind of doing what you need to do in one of these situations. You're the favorite coming in. You're top 10 ranked. They're trying to find any little thing to try to give some juice to the players out there on the court. Kind of gone flat a little bit here in the third.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Here's Pandorf off the handoff from Connell. Kick out to Trey. Trey cut off in the corner. Now it's Gracie who handles it. Under a minute to go in the third. South Loup with the ball, but trailing by 9. Gracie goes inside, puts it up, can't finish. Rebound tipped out into the hands of Salick. He'll put it up, can't finish. Rebound Salick. Ball loose on a floor now. Still loose on a floor, and we're going to get a foul whistled against, I think, South Loup. It is.
It's going to go against Joey. That'll be his third. He'll join Connor Paulson in the 3-foul club for South Loup. And that was just a rough possession for South Loup, getting the rebounds, getting as good a shots as you can hope for when it comes to right next to the rim. Just can't buy one here in Arcadia tonight.
And that was the 5th team foul against South Loup. So this is going to send Ryan Cashlin to the free throw line to shoot 2. The first one, no good.
And Arcadia Loup City 0 for 5 from the free throw line now here in the third quarter, and they're still up by 9.
Cashlin's second. It is good. Made 1 of 2, and Arcadia Loup City leads by double digits with 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Dylan Pandorf looks inside. Still looking, now skips it off to Raymond, finds Connell, and we got a foul. Parker Slabacheski right up into the chest area of Trey Connell, got whistled for the bump. That'll be the 5th team foul against Arcadia Loup City, so Trey Connell will go to the line and shoot 2.
And Parker now joins the 3-foul club. But all of the players that reached 3 fouls initially, very early on, even in the first half, haven't picked up that 4th foul, despite the physicality of this game. And the one that I've kind of talking about here the most would be Trey Van Slyke, a kid that gets involved in a lot of plays. Picked up 3 fouls very, very early, maybe even before the halfway point of the second quarter, and has played without fouling since then.
Connell made the first free throw. Now the second, made them both. Lead is down to 8 now for Arcadia Loup City. 28 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Rebels with the basketball. Trey Van Slyke keeps the bounce alive. Now picks up the dribble, sends it off to Jackson. Under 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Lewandowski back into the game, swings it off to Van Slyke. 14, 13, 12 to go. Cashland tries to throw it out to Jackson, and getting a hand on it to break up the play is Trey Connell. It goes out of bounds. Arcadia Loup City basketball with just under 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Jackson will throw it into the backcourt. Cashland goes back to retrieve it. 7 seconds to go in the quarter. 6 and now 5. Lewandowski lost it. Saved it into the hands of Connell, who throws it the length of the court. Off the mark. And we've got 1 quarter of basketball left to go. Arcadia Loup City, leading by 1 at the half, has extended their lead to 8 as we go to the fourth. You're listening to live coverage of high school basketball on KBBN Radio.
Customers acquire new and or improve existing homes for over 90 years. We are excited to have the opportunity to help you finance your home purchase, improvement, or refinance. Whether it is move-in ready or a fixer-upper, we have mortgage experts who are up to speed on all types of financial solutions. We will work with you from application to closing to make the process as easy as possible. Get the keys to your dream home with Custer Federal, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ag producers know that healthy soil is the foundation for profitable, productive, and sound agricultural systems. Learn more about grazing strategies for optimum benefit to your herd and your soil, along with other related topics at AeroSeed's annual Soil Health Regeneration Conference, Wednesday the 31st in Broken Bow, featuring Nick Smith from Epworth, Iowa. Seating is limited for this free conference, so pre-registration by January 25th is required. Learn more and register online at aeroseed.com or call AeroSeed in Broken Bow by January 25th.
Your friends at Kling Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Kling Financial, located in downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Brent Apperson, Jeremy Shipe with you behind the mic. Christy Wells with us behind the camera. We're live on the radio, live with our video stream as we start the fourth quarter. Arcadia Loup City, 4 wins on the year, taking on 9-1 and top 10 ranked South Loup. And Arcadia Loup City leads by 8 as we start the fourth. Rebels have the basketball. Cashland with it at the top of the key. Works off the ball screen by Lewandowski. Took an extra step. Got whistled for the travel. That brings the South Loup bench to their feet as the South Loup defense forces a turnover on the opening possession of quarter number 4. South Loup with the basketball. Connell will hand it off to Paulson. Now Pandorf. Starting 5 on the floor for South Loup as we play here in quarter 4. Arcadia Loup City with their starting 5 out there as well. Paulson in the corner. Bounces it a couple of times, now sends it off to Pandorf. Pandorf off the ball screen by Salick, picked up by Lewandowski on the defensive switch. Now they send it off to Connell, and South Loup will have to reset the offense. Gracie trying to go by Connor Slavacheski. He does, lays it up and in, and the Bobcats are to within 6.
Well, sometimes energy can precede scoring, and Coach Haid kind of feeling that. South Loup coming out with more energy here to start the fourth quarter, just over a minute in.
6:55 to go. Arcadia Loup City leads it over South Loup, 40-34.
When your car gets dented, dinged, smashed, or smacked, the last thing you should have to worry about is it being in the right hands to get it fixed. When you choose Rod's Body and Paint in Broken Bow, your vehicle will leave their shop looking great. Don't forget, Rod can also help you with those windshield chips. Take care of them before they get worse and cost you more money. If your windshield already needs replaced, they can do that too. Rod's Body and Paint on the curb, west of Broken Bow.
Well, South Loup's had to play from behind for the majority of this game. Arcadia Loup City has led it for the most part tonight. They led 17-13 at the end of one, led by a point at halftime, led by 8 at the end of 3. We've played just over a minute here in the fourth. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 6. Ryan Cashlin will handle it. Had it knocked away by Connell. Looks for some help now. Ball deflected, but into the hands of Jackson. Jackson matched up with Paulson. South Loup really getting after it with the man-to-man defense. Cashlin gets away from the defense, gets to the rim, but had the shot taken away. Salick will send it out to Connell. Connell trying to go by Cashlin. Cashlin stays with him. Cashlin has done a phenomenal job on Connell defensively so far tonight. Gracie goes by Connor Slavicheski. Now Salick with it, goes into traffic, puts it up, count the bucket, and he's fouled. Boy, you love the energy in this gymnasium now, don't you? I mean, both teams and both sets of fans are getting into it, as Joey Salick will go to the free throw line and try to complete the three-point play.
It's kind of like everyone in blue has kind of spent 3 quarters saying, is this happening? Is it really happening? And then all of a sudden we hit the fourth quarter and everyone's like, okay, this is for real. This is going to be a tight game. We're going to get into it.
South Loup opens the quarter on a 5-0 run. They're to within 3, and now a reach-in foul called against Trey Connell.
And Trey's got the fouls to give, unlike a majority of his teammates. They signal number 2. There's no 2 on the roster for South Loup, is there?
Yeah, Connell's 2.
Okay. Oh, I wrote him down as 3 on my. That's why. Yeah, he's 2. Okay.
Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by just 3 now against South Loup, opening this quarter on a 5-0 run. And the ball deflected. It's at midcourt, picked up by Connor Slavicheski, ahead to Lewandowski. Max at the high post, kicks it out to Jackson. Now Van Slyke with it, trying to drive on Gracie. Kick out Parker Slavicheski, steps in, fires off the iron, no good. Rebound Connell. Connell looking to push. Connell trying to go by Jackson. Bumped by Lewandowski out of bounds, and Max is going to get whistled for the foul.
Well, now if you're Arcadia Loup City, you've just kind of got to find some chill in the room. There's not much to be found. The crowd's not going to provide that sense of calm for you, so you got to do something to kind of weather this little spurt of South Loup out of the quarter break.
Inbounds pass deflected by Lewandowski. It's going to go out of bounds and stay with South Loup. By the way, for Lewandowski, that foul he committed ends up being his 3rd. South Loup basketball, 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth. South Loup with the ball, but down by 3. Trying to tie it is Paulson. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound, saved from going out of bounds. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up by Connor Slavicheski. Arcadia Loup City has it. Jackson, pull up 3. It's off the mark, no good. Jackson with the long rebound inside Lewandowski. Lewandowski draws a crowd, a whistle, and they're going to get him for a travel. Coach Habe does not agree.
Just Arcadia Loup City's 11th turnover in this contest by my unofficial mark. Neither of these teams really turning over the ball much. On the turnover side, it's been extremely clean.
Boy, this has really been fun to be a part of tonight. The intensity just continues to build in the gym. 5 minutes to go in the game. South Loup with the ball, but down by 3. Paulson to Connell, going back door, puts it up and in, and South Loup is to within a point. It's a 7-0 run to start the fourth quarter for the Bobcats. Eli Jackson off to Cashlin, now back to Eli. Cashlin in the corner handles it, back to Jackson. Jackson one-on-one with Connell, dribbles to his right, works off the ball screen by Lewandowski, cut off the elbow, finds Max with it. Now back to Jackson, 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Jackson to Lewandowski, pick and roll, can't finish at the rim. Rebound pulled down by South Loup. Connell will walk it across midcourt as we played about midway through this fourth quarter. Connell will hand it off to Gracie. Pull-up jumper for the lead, yes. South Loup now leads it by a point. Arcadia Loup City yet to score here in this fourth quarter. Lewandowski goes in on Salick, takes the shot, can't finish. Rebound Salick as we go under 4 minutes to play. South Loup with the ball and now leading by a point. Cash Gracie cut off at the elbow, sends it out to Paulson. Paulson in the corner, takes one bounce, now looks for some help, finds Gracie in the corner. He's double teamed, now a whistle, and we got a timeout coming from South Loup. 3:34 to go in the game. South Loup on a big run to start this fourth quarter. They lead it 41-40.
The things you love, call Team Physical Therapy, 872-5111. We offer complete one-on-one physical therapy for you. Call Team Physical Therapy, 872-5111. Team Physical Therapy is known as the best hands in town and will help you achieve your goals to keep you moving. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
And we welcome you back to Arcadia, Nebraska. What a game this has turned into. 3:34 to go in the fourth. South Loup trailed by 8 entering the fourth quarter, but a 9-0 run, Jeremy, by the Bobcats to start the quarter, and now they've got a 1-point lead.
And both of these teams have 3.5 minutes to dig and take this win, and it's very much up in the air still. If you're Arcadia Loup City, you got to have a short-term memory loss situation. You got to forget about what happened to open up this quarter because you're only down 1. It might feel like more than that because all of the scoring has been South Loup's. You just can't control that now. You can control what you do from here on out. So that's got to be the message from Coach Habe for Arcadia Loup City.
South Loup to inbound it coming out of the timeout. Pandorf handles it, now finds Connell. No, stepping in front of it to knock it away was Cashlin. Well, I just don't think you can say enough about the defensive effort of Ryan Cashlin today. There aren't too many guys who have the quickness to stay with Trey Connell for an entire game, but Cashlin has. Open look in the lane by Dylan. Pandorf knocks it down, and now it's South Loup that can't miss. They lead by 3. Quickly back the other way, Van Slyke, and he's going to be fouled. Boy, give Van Slyke a lot of credit, challenging the South Loup defense, getting in and drawing the foul.
And that's going to be on Paulson. That's his 4th. And he's a big defensive presence on the guards of Arcadia Loup City.
Van Slyke looking, still looking, now throws it out to Jackson. We've played over 4 minutes in the quarter. Arcadia Loup City has not scored yet in this fourth quarter of play. Jackson loses the ball, regains control. Here's Cashlin, a big 3. It's good! Ryan Cashlin from downtown. And we're tied at 43 with just under 3 minutes to go. Connell will send it to Paulson in the corner. Paulson guarded tightly by Jackson. Pass deflected, but into the hands of Connell. Connell trying to dribble away from Cashlin. Crossover to his right, gets into the lane, gets to the rim, can't finish. Rebound knocked around and into the hands of Connor Slabacheski. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Here's Van Slyke. He'll put it up short. No good. Rebound Gracie. 2.5 minutes to go. Game tied at 43 here in Arcadia, Nebraska. Gracie trying to go around Connor Slabacheski. Pull-up jumper, back iron, no good. And a foul going to be called against South Loup.
Pandorf gets caught in the back of Jackson, who had wonderful position on him down there on the far side block. That's just Pandorf's first. But, man, just when you think this game couldn't take another step in intensity, it continues to do it.
Your friends at Klang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. You can reach them at 872-6810. Klang Financial, located in downtown Broken Bow, 940 South D Street. Brent Apperson, Jeremy Shipe with you behind the mic. Christy Wells with us behind the camera. Boy, great to be with you tonight. What a boys game this has turned into. 43-all, 2:17 left to go in the fourth. What a 3 a moment ago, Jeremy, by Ryan Cashlin. The momentum was all on the side of South Loup with that big run to start the quarter to take the lead, and then the 3 by Cashlin in the corner to tie it up.
It's been their, believe it or not, it's been Arcadia Loup City's first three in quite a while. They had a couple of threes there in the third quarter, but those came early in the second half. Cashlin now has got 3 threes himself. Eli Jackson has 3 threes. And then Connor Slavicheski has those 4 3-pointers in the first half. He's been kind of quiet, and you kind of got to wonder if Arcadia Loup City is maybe talking about that. You know, there is such a thing as going cold, but he hasn't really shot the ball all that much. So he might be an option that you think of here down the stretch. Connor might still have some buckets in him if Arcadia Loup City wants to get him involved. Maybe South Loup has kind of forgotten about him.
Back to action out of the timeout. Backcourt pressure applied by South Loup. Now they'll back off and defend man-to-man in the half court. Van Slyke off to Jackson. Jackson cut off in the lane. Ball's loose on the floor. It went out of bounds off of who? They're going to say that South Loup was the last team to touch it. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remain in the fourth. Game is tied at 43 all. Trey Van Slyke throws it into Connor Slavicheski. Connor was hot early from beyond the arc, but hasn't had many opportunities since then. As they get the ball inside to Max Lewandowski, Salick reaching in from behind is going to be whistled for the foul, and that's going to be number 4 on Joey, and it's going to be the 4th team foul against South Loup.
And Joey's got to stay out there. Max Lewandowski is a good player inside for Arcadia Loup City. They got to keep him in there for defense on him.
Van Slyke throws it out to near midcourt. Jackson handles it. We go under 2 minutes to play in the fourth. Jackson, pull up 3. It's good! Jackson from downtown. Back-to-back threes for the Rebels, and they lead by 3. Here's Wattoon at the other end. Cut off on the baseline, puts it up. First a whistle, and they're going to say he traveled. And a timeout, South Loup. 1:41 to go. Arcadia Loup City 46. South Loup 43. Back after this.
During this broadcast, practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work, and alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
South Loup trailed by 8 entering the fourth quarter. They opened the quarter on an 11-0 run. But back-to-back threes by Arcadia Loup City have given the Rebels the lead with 1:41 to go.
11 3-pointers in the contest. We got to be thinking school record here at some point. It's got to be around it.
Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Van Slyke handles it. Van Slyke with it, guarded tightly by Gracie. 1:33 to go. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 3. Van Slyke picks up the bounce, looks for help, finds Connor Slavicheski inside Parker, puts it up and scores! Parker Slavicheski gives Arcadia Loup City a 5-point lead. 1:18 to go. Here's Connell out to Paulson, a 3. Good! Paulson a 3, and South Loup calls timeout with 1:11 to go.
Wow, I don't use this term often, but it's raining threes here in Arcadia. Wow.
Well, man, you just, as a spectator, you just applaud the effort by both teams. The effort that Arcadia Loup City has given coming in as an underdog tonight, taking on a top 10 team in D1 who's 9-1 coming in. But then the grit of South Loup, Jeremy. I mean, down by 8, entering the fourth quarter, the way they keep fighting back, it's just giving you everything you could ask for in a high school basketball game.
Well, it's what good teams do, right? You know, even when a really good team gets down, they still believe they've got an opportunity until the very last tick of the clock, and that's what South Loup's showing here.
Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 2, 1:11 to go. Backcourt pressure applied. They'll send it ahead to Van Slyke, who crosses midcourt with 1:05 to go. Van Slyke gets into the lane, cut off there, throws it out to Jackson. Jackson spins away, sends it off to Van Slyke in the corner. 57 seconds to go. Van Slyke in trouble, and Arcadia Loup City will call timeout. 54 seconds to go. 48-46. Arcadia Loup City with the lead. Back after this.
It makes us notice the drafts our homes are letting through. Meath Lumber in Broken Bow is proud to be your local solution for sealing up those drafts and making your home more efficient. They sell quality Anderson windows. Both 100 and 400 series are available for your new construction or replacement project. Of course, they have the foam for around those windows too. Meath Lumber is still being remodeled, but inside, their knowledgeable staff is ready to help with your DIY project.
Just under a minute to play in regulation. 48-46, Arcadia Loup City with the lead. What a fourth quarter this has been. This has just been crazy. Arcadia Loup City led 40-32 going into the fourth. South Loup opened on an 11-0 run. Then Arcadia Loup City knocked down back-to-back threes to retake the lead. Now the score is 48-46 with 54.9 seconds remaining. Big thank you to all of the great businesses who have brought you our coverage tonight. What a great end to our doubleheader this has turned into. Arcadia Loup City will inbound right in front of their own bench as we are under a minute to play here in the fourth. Rebels with the ball leading by 2. Inbounds pass comes to Connor Slavicheski. Now it's off to Van Slyke. Van Slyke guarded tightly by Gracie. Van Slyke keeps the bounce alive, gets into the lane. Van Slyke is going to be fouled. A reach-in foul against South Loup. That is their 5th. So that's going to send Arcadia Loup City to the line. But Jeremy, Arcadia Loup City has struggled a little bit at the free throw line tonight.
They have. You look just here in the second half. Now, no free throws attempted in the fourth quarter, but they've attempted 6 and only have made 1 in the second half.
And Van Slyke misses the front end. Foul, by the way, was on Harper Johnson of South Loup, his 3rd. So even if Van Slyke makes this, it's just a one-possession game. On its way, missed them both. Long rebound, chased down by Van Slyke. Van Slyke got the rebound of his own miss, and then it's taken away by Connell. Connell to the rim, we're tied. 48 all, 32 seconds to go. Van Slyke will throw it into Parker Slavicheski, and now it's Jackson with it. 25 seconds to go. Arcadia Loup City, will they play for the final shot? Van Slyke throws up a wild shot, taken away. Now South Loup has a chance. Bobcats with the ball, 15 seconds to go. Connell to his left, but first a whistle and a timeout. We will keep it here. 13 and a half seconds left to go. Game is tied at 48. Wow. I don't even know how to describe it, quite frankly. Just what a great basketball game this has turned into. And now South Loup, who really, Jeremy, has kind of been fighting from behind all night, now has an opportunity to maybe win it in regulation with just over 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I think back to that last score by Connell. That's one of the few times that we've seen any South Loup player in the open floor getting a wide open layup, and that's just a testament to Arcadia Loup City's defense. They're making good, sure passes. They're making sure there's no way that South Loup gets in those passing lanes. They kind of break down just once, and it goes the other way with Trey Connell, but he's kind of ramped up his defensive pressure another notch here in the fourth quarter. If you're looking for energy, he's the kid to bring it, and I think this is going to be a fun 13 seconds here.
So South Loup will inbound the basketball on the side, on their side of the floor, with 13 and a half seconds remaining. 48-48. Now Arcadia Loup City's got some fouls to give. They've only committed 2 fouls, so they got 2 fouls to give here. Trey Connell off the inbounds pass, dribbles to his left, throws it inside to Gracie, now a whistle, and we got a foul going to be called against Arcadia Loup City. It'll be just their 3rd, though, so a non-shooting foul. And South Loup will inbound on the baseline as Trey Van Slyke now. I don't know if he maybe got, boy, he's favoring his left shoulder. I don't know what happened, but boy, Trey, really favoring that left shoulder, and he's going to have to come out, I think.
Well, and that foul just kind of took the air out of the room, didn't it? And I honestly didn't see that much on it. I've certainly seen a lot more than that. We've had collisions with 5 players on the ground here earlier in this one. We'll see what happens this final 9 seconds.
Trey Connell to throw it in. He'll bounce it into Gracie, and he'll be fouled. Parker Slabacheski reaching in. So that's the team's 4th. Now Arcadia Loup City has no more fouls to give. We've got 9 seconds remaining. The foul on Parker Slabacheski is his 4th. Connell to throw it in from the baseline. Connell looking, throws it out high to Paulson. 8 seconds to go. Handoff Connell, clear around midcourt. 5 to go. 4, now 3. Connell checks the clock. He'll pull up and shoot it. Short, no good. We're going to play extra basketball. So we go to overtime. 48 all here in Arcadia. Come back for the extra session of basketball after this on KBBN Radio.
It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Contact your local Shelter Insurance agents, Brent Custer or Seth Pearson in Broken Bow.
Now we come back to Arcadia. Well, the boys' half of our doubleheader is going extra time. We'll go to overtime as the game is tied at 48 all here at the end of 4 quarters. Arcadia Loup City led by 4 at the end of 1. They led by a point at halftime. They led by 8 entering the 4th quarter, but then South Loup went on an 11-0 run to take the lead in the 4th. Arcadia Loup City hit back-to-back threes, retook the lead. South Loup fought back. They're able to tie it, had a shot to win it at the end, but the shot by Connell came up just a little bit short. So we go to overtime, and, well, Jeremy, with the way this game is played out, it just seems like that is fitting, that we play extra basketball.
That kind of just fits, doesn't it? It kind of felt like we were on a fast track to that as a result.
So we will jump it up in the center circle. Gracie will jump it against Lewandowski. And by the way, we do not see Trey Van Slyke on the floor for Arcadia Loup City. Right toward the end of regulation. Not really sure what happened. You could see that Trey was favoring his left shoulder. And he is not on the floor to start the overtime period. The tip is controlled by South Loup, so the Bobcats will get the opening possession of overtime. Connell guarded tightly by Cashlin, as he has been all game long. Hands it off to Paulson, and Paulson ends up dragging the pivot foot and got whistled for the travel.
Now you got to remember the foul situation in several different instances. You go into overtime, all these players with 3 and 4 fouls. You got to play another half period with that same amount of fouls.
Yeah, and the fouls don't reset on the board either as far as team fouls. So both teams are in the bonus here in overtime. Here's Lewandowski, shoots it over Salick and scores. And Arcadia Loup City draws first blood here in overtime. They lead it 50-48. Connell will skip it across to Pandorf. Looks for Connell on the cut, not available. Goes to Salick, handoff Gracie. Gracie trying to go by Lewandowski, now throws it out high to Pandorf. Paulson handles it, a deep 3 for the lead. Yes! Connor Paulson gives South Loup the lead, 51-50, as we played 1 minute here in overtime. Jackson inside to Parker Slabacheski, puts it up, scores, and he's fouled. Oh, the shot making down the stretch by both teams. Enjoyable to watch as the foul is called on Dylan Pandorf, his second. Parker Slabacheski will step to the line, trying to complete the three-point play. Parker sends it on its way. It's good. And Arcadia Loup City leads 53-51, 2:54 left to go in overtime. Trey Connell sends it ahead to Paulson. Paulson guarded by Jackson, now back to Connell. Trey will dribble to his left, works off the ball screen by Salick, now sends it out to Paulson. Now it's Gracie who handles it. Cash trying to go by Slavicheski. Euro step move into the lane, puts it up, can't score. Rebound to Arcadia Loup City. Rebels have the ball with 2.5 minutes to go in overtime. Arcadia Loup City 53, South Loup 51. Jackson on the left wing to Connor Slavicheski. 3-ball. Good! Connor Slavicheski.
5 3-pointers in the game. That's his first of the second half or overtime.
South Loup with the ball, but down by 5 as we near 2 minutes left to go in the overtime session. Connell, crossover, gets into the lane, floater off the mark, no good. Rebounded Jackson. Arcadia Loup City with the basketball as we go under 2 minutes to play in overtime. Arcadia Loup City 56, South Loup 51. Cashlin picks up the dribble, in trouble, and now a timeout going to be called by Arcadia Loup City. 1:45 to go in overtime. Arcadia Loup City leads it 56-51.
Is a lot of work. Worry no more. HVAC Lawn Pros Fertilizer Program is the solution to ease your mind and lessen your work. Any time of the season is a good time to start. Eliminate weeds, strengthen your grass, and even keep bugs away with liquid fertilizer treatments mixed with micronutrients for a recipe that works specifically in this area. 30 years of experience. 308-870-1762 for A to Z Lawn Pro. That's A to Z Lawn Pro at 870-1762.
Well, Jeremy, it had been a while since we heard from Connor Slavicheski. But man, oh man, did he just knock down a huge three-point shot.
Scoring-wise, was silent in the third and fourth quarter, and then waits to overtime to open back up that three-point shooting. And this is the point in the broadcast where I let all of you that are watching know that this full replay will be up on YouTube and Facebook so that you can let those in attendance know that they can watch it back as many times as they would like from home.
All right, out of the timeout, Arcadia Loup City with the ball. They have the ball and the lead, 56-51. Rebels lead it with 1:40 to go. The pass intended for Parker Slavicheski, deflected by Joey Salick into the hands of South Loup. Here's Connell, gets into the lane. A foul going to be called, and that should send Trey Connell to the line to shoot two. A 1:31 to go. We are in overtime. We were tied at 48 at the end of regulation. Connell to the line for two. The first. No good.
Trey kind of started slow from the free throw line, missed his first two, but had made his previous 6 before that one there.
Now the second. On its way. Made it. Made one of two. Still a two-possession game. Arcadia Loup City leads by 4 with 1:28 to go. Backcourt pressure applied by Connell. Eli Jackson, the freshman, throws it off the leg of Connell out of bounds. And Arcadia Loup City will inbound it in the backcourt with 1:22 to go in overtime. Parker Slavicheski will throw it in. Parker will send it in to Connor. Connor will bring it across midcourt as we near a minute left to go in overtime. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, leading by 4. Jackson will send it ahead to Cashlin. Cashlin guarded tightly by Paulson. Now Lewandowski off to Jackson inside Parker. Parker puts it up. Okay! Oh! And he's fouled!
This is the Rebels' night. I just don't know what else to say. He went up with his back to the basket, turned in the air, fouled. You know what coaches say, you just got to give it a chance and throw it up there.
Well, here's something that's interesting to me. Trey Van Slyke, you can see him on the bench now. He's got ice on his shoulder. He got injured right toward the end of regulation. If he doesn't get injured, I don't know if Parker Slavicheski is even on the floor. And look at the overtime this kid is having. He goes to the line, and he completes the three-point play.
6 points in overtime for Parker.
A 6-point lead for Arcadia Loup City. Gracie in the lane. throws it to Pandorf. A three from the corner. It's off. No good. Rebound knocked around. Out of bounds. Last touched by Arcadia Loup City. 56 seconds to go. We are in overtime. South Loup with the ball, but now down by 7. Connell throws it into Paulson. Paulson to Pandorf. South Loop's got to be thinking threes, you would think. Wattoon guarded tightly by Parker Slabacheski, and then it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Arcadia Loup City. South Loup with the ball, but now time running out on the Bobcats. Just 47 seconds to work with, and they're down by 7. Connell will throw it into Paulson. Now Pandorf back to Paulson. Paulson going to shoot a deep three. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound chased down by Connor Slabacheski. 38 seconds to go in overtime. Connor dribbles away from pressure, keeps the bounce alive into Lewandowski. Now Cashlin, ball knocked around, taken away by South Loup. 27 seconds to go. Gracie with it. He'll go in on Lewandowski, draws the foul. That'll stop the clock and send Cash Gracie to the line with 23.6 seconds remaining.
It's kind of what the doctor ordered for South Loup. If you can score points down 7 points with less than 30 seconds to go in overtime, you do it.
Free throw good by Gracie. So that makes it a 6-point game. Well, another thing to keep in mind, Arcadia Loup City has struggled a little bit from the free throw line. Oh, Gracie tried to miss it on purpose, and he did miss it on purpose, but the rebound to Lewandowski, and he will be fouled with 21 seconds left to go. That'll send Max to the free throw line to shoot 2. Max has had a great game tonight for the Rebels, but as we've documented, he has struggled a little bit at the free throw line as South Loup is going to call a timeout. 21 seconds to go in overtime. 59-53, Arcadia Loup City with the lead, and we'll come back in 30 seconds.
It's all about gearing you up for sports, whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands. They have it. Going on now is their semi-annual shoe sale. All regular price shoes are marked at 20% off. Head through their door on the west side of the square and take advantage of big savings. It's the semi-annual shoe sale at Geared for Sports. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
And we come back to Arcadia, Nebraska, 59-53. Arcadia Loup City looking for the upset here tonight over 9-1 South Loup. 21.2 seconds to go. We are in overtime. Arcadia Loup City leading 59-53.
The three-point shot has been humongous for Arcadia. Oh, it's just just about
from the beginning.
From the beginning, just about the moment you think it went away, it rears its head again. And if you're South Loup, you're kind of just thinking, my goodness, the three-point shot should have never been invented, because Arcadia Loup City has hit a lot of them. It all started in the first quarter where they hit 5 of them. They hit 2 in the second quarter. They hit 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and now they've got 1 here in overtime as well.
So Lewandowski will step to the line. The first one, no good.
And his teammates doing exactly what they should do, trying to juice him up a little bit. He's kind of down on himself, hanging his head after that miss.
Free throw, good. That was huge. It's now a 3-possession game with 21 seconds to go. Trey Connell going to stop and pop. It is in and out, no good. Rebound fought for, taken away by Lewandowski. 13 seconds to go, and Parker Slabacheski will be fouled.
And with every passing second and every single time you make this walk down to the other side of the court, everyone's kind of starting to feel it a little bit more if they're in red and white. You're kind of grinding your way closer to getting that upset.
Parker Slabacheski to the line. It's no good. Arcadia Loup City looking for their 5th win of the season, and this definitely would be their biggest of the year. Slabacheski makes 1 of 2. The lead is 8. 13 seconds to go. Here's Connell. Deep 3 on the way. Off, no good. Rebound Lewandowski, and that is probably going to do it. Will South Loup foul? I don't know if they'll even foul. They will not. That's going to do it. Arcadia Loup City has knocked off 9-1 South Loup. The final score, Arcadia Loup City 61, South Loup 53. It went overtime, and Arcadia Loup City able to come up with the victory. Jeremy Shipe is totaling up the final numbers. We'll come back and share them with you and give you our final thoughts on an exciting night of basketball here in Arcadia. We'll do all of that right after this.
Your school's colors. Small towns are brought together cheering on their favorite teams. Agland ATV knows how hard the athletes and coaches work year-round and are proud to help sponsor the games of our customers and their kids and grandkids. We have built relationships with many of these families through the years and are proud of their success. Best of luck to all the local athletes from Agland ATV in Broken Bow.
872-3424.
Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow. 872-3424.
Sargent Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
Happy New Year from all of us at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow. We thank you for trusting us with your family's care throughout the year, and we look forward to making your healthcare experience comfortable and dependable for years to come. We invite you to visit our website, melham.org, to learn more about us, including our services, history, careers, and more. That's melham.org. Melham Medical Center, large enough to serve, small enough to care. Wishing you a Happy New Year.
Well, as we come back to Arcadia, Jeremy Shipe continuing to total up the final numbers. That'll give us an opportunity to say thank you to all of our great businesses who brought you tonight's coverage of high school basketball. What an ending to the night. The boys' game was a thriller. Arcadia Loup City coming in at 4-7 on the season, taking on 9-1 South Loup. Arcadia Loup City able to win it in overtime, 61-53 the final. Arcadia Loup City now improves to 5-7 on the year. South Loup drops to 9-2. As we conclude our broadcast, we want to say thank you again to all of the great businesses and sponsors of our radio broadcast tonight. We want to say thanks again to A1 Auto Repair, First State Insurance, Dairy Queen, Loup City Auto Parts, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Loup Agency, Loup Realty, Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, Arnold Insurance Agency, Colony Inn Restaurant, Callaway Market, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, South Loup Community Pharmacy, Agri-business Feeds in Callaway, Eggleston Oil, Rain Dance Repair, Badgley Well Service, Lodi Seed, and Rocks Underground. Radio coverage tonight also brought to you in part by the Nebraska State Bank, Rod's Body and Paint, Arrow Seed, Shelter Insurance, Custer Federal State Bank, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Mead Lumber, Team Physical Therapy, Geared for Sports, Sargent Irrigation, Melham Medical Center, Trotter Service, and A to Z Lawn Pro. Also want to say thanks to our video stream sponsors tonight, Agri-business Feeds, Loup City Lumber, Palmer Monument, Grocery Cart, Agland ATV, Nebraska State Bank, Insurance of the Heartland, Mead Lumber, Culligan, Broken Bow Livestock, Lines Appliance, Callaway District Hospital, and Sandhills Custom Creations. With your final numbers, here's Jeremy.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. Taking a look at these final numbers, we'll start with the visiting South Loup Bobcats. They were led in scoring by Trey Connell. He had 21 points on the evening, most of those coming, well, more than half of them, rather, coming in the second half. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the second half to try to ease South Loup into this win. Also joining him in double digits was Cash Gracie with 12. Only 5 of those 12 points coming in the first half. Kind of heated up a little bit in the second half, but it wasn't enough to overtake Arcadia Loup City at home here tonight. 7 points put in by Joey Salick, 6 apiece by Dylan Pandorf and Connor Paulson, and then 1 point put in by Crew Wattoon here this evening for South Loup. For Arcadia Loup City, boy, as even a scoring across the board as you could hope for if you're a coach. Connor Slobachewski had 5 3-pointers in this contest for his 15 points to lead Arcadia Loup City, scoring 14 points by Eli Jackson, 13 for Parker Slabacheski, all in the second half and overtime. And what an overtime it was for Parker. He scored 7 points in overtime, and that's of 13 points Arcadia Loup City scored as a team in the overtime period. 10 points put in by Ryan Cashlin and 9 put in by Max Lewandowski. So again, you go to the free throw line. We talked about it down the stretch in this one. Free throw shooting kind of a struggle for both of these teams. You don't see many teams upset a top-ranked team and not have good free throw shooting when they are going to the line. Arcadia Loup City, the three-pointer, I think kind of pushed them into the win column in this one because they only shot 5 of 16 from the free throw line in this one. They out-rebounded South Loup 25-23, and that's kind of the story of the game, the three-point line for Arcadia Loup City. And you can't close this broadcast without mentioning the defense that the Rebels played here tonight. I can only think of one situation where they allowed the play to get behind them, and that was in the fourth quarter when Connell got that layup to tie it up. So big-time win for Arcadia Loup City, 61-53. Again, your leading scores, Trey Connell with 21, Cash Gracie with 12 for South Loup. For Arcadia Loup City, 4 different players in double digits. Connor Slabacheski with 15, Eli Jackson with 14, 13 for Parker Slabacheski, and 10 for Ryan Cashlin.
Jeremy, thank you. Well, our next broadcast of high school basketball will come up in just a couple of days, and it will again feature South Loup. They'll go on the road and play Ansley Litchfield in Ansley, a big test. Of course, Ansley Litchfield coming into this week was 10-2, so that'll be a great matchup, and we'll have it for you coming up on Thursday night right here on KBBN Radio, also on the live video stream. We'll have coverage of the girls' game as well, starting things at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. Boys' game will follow. That'll be here on KBBN and on our live video stream. Meanwhile, yours truly will be in Gothenburg, a big doubleheader for the Broken Bow Indians as they go on the road to take on the Gothenburg Swedes. It'll be a top 10 matchup in Class C1 girls as Broken Bow takes on Gothenburg. Boys' game will follow, and we'll have both of those for you coming up on Thursday on KCNI Radio. Big thank you to all of the sponsors that made the broadcast possible. For Christy Wells, for Jeremy Scheib, I'm Brent Apperson. Thanks for listening, everybody.
For coverage of high school sports. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Also, a special word of thanks goes out to our sponsors who make our coverage possible. You too can thank those businesses by allowing them to be a service to you.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bow's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a 3-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the 3, nice-looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long 3, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks, double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep 3, hit it. That's a 3 for South Loup.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Furstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill. Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos. A three. Got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce. Gets it into Ryan. Ryan. Nice post move. Lays it up and in and scores two.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long three. She puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime. Goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it. And looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry. Handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.